killing someone. I'm fucking gonna do it. It's gonna pop off. I'm showing up in the fucking news. It's SteelSeries. It's Microsoft. Maybe even MSI. Is it MSI? MIS? What's the fucking company?
MSI.
MSI. Fuck them. I've never had a good single fucking part from them in my life.
Oh shit! You're hearing us now, Sneaky.
Yes.
Yeah, because I joined up Spark, and then all I hear is your heavy breathing and the sound of oil frying something. And I was like, is Sneaky dying? Is someone frying him alive? Am I in a horror movie?
Yeah, no.
You are hearing a murder attempt.
No, you don't know. Sign, you do not understand. I unplugged, plugged into new ports, turned off the headset, refreshed my audio, refreshed the fucking program. I turned everything fucking on and off. I did everything. Okay?
You did all the
I did
usual.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Song and dance, yes.
Yeah, the stream only heard I'm going to kill someone.
Well, you know what? I am. Okay? I am gonna kill someone. Okay? And no one's gonna be fucking surprised. I want when the fucking news comes around that interviews all of you because you're all on my Discord. They're like, was he always a weird extremist threatening to kill people? You have to say yes, and then just start naming as many people as possible. I don't even care if I ever mentioned them before. I want you to say, my kill list was so fucking long.
I'm just gonna tell people that it changed daily based on what was occurring. However, it most frequently featured Harry Potter fans, is what I'm gonna say.
You know what?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry.
Well, I mean, that's not really a lie, but
you know that's fair. It frequently featured Harry Potter fans, Fate fans, and Nemoidians? I'm not sure what those are, but he really hated them. He talked about them a lot.
Go for it. Yep. Nailed it.
God damn it, Adam.
He hated everyone. I hate everyone equally. See, that's my secret, is I'm not racist, I'm not sexist, I'm not transphobic. I hate everyone equally. None of you get special treatment. I want all of you to die.
That's true. He does hate everyone.
No retards. Well, I mean, that's not a human, so we don't need to worry about that one.
The Geneva Convention only applies to humans, not no-retards.
And all of AO3, authors, readers, everyone.
Also not human. Yeah. We don't need to worry about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few humans.
Since everyone is here.
Yeah.
I have an engineering story today.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Now, part of the reason I'm telling this story is to cause sand damage to anyone that might be an engineer.
You won't, but
so we had
enough engineering.
We're building a very old machine, right?
As one does.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, I get a request to buy parts for this, and we're all sitting around like, no, there's no way we need to buy parts for this. We've gone through like 17 spreadsheets and exhausted our poor ERP system, making sure we have everything we need for this.
Sure.
They're new parts. New parts for the ancient machine, because I guess we had to replace some stuff or something. Okay, sure, fine. Whatever. And the first part they spec is a fitting. Nothing strange, nothing unusual. They just spec the fitting. Okay, sure. What do I do with this fitting? I go to buy it. Great, cool. It's an NPT. This is a very normal fitting. It's from a company called Pisco. Yes. Yes, I know. Pisco. Terrible name.
Okay.
The regulator valve they spec to go with this fitting comes from a separate pneumatics company called SMC. Okay? It's very strange that we're crossing brands. So
Not really.
When we use SMC for damn near everything, yes, it is.
Yeah.
We get incredibly favorable pricing from them because we are the 4th or 5th largest customer for them in the Midwest.
Sounds like someone's taking the piss, Adam.
No, because it gets worse.
Of course it does.
I'm looking at this SMC thread, and I'm like, this seems weird. I call my SMC guy. They've spec'd a universal thread to go with an NPT part, which technically works. But why? Why would you spec universal into NPT, especially when I've reminded my engineers many times that ordering universal stuff means it has to come from Japan when we need this tomorrow.
Right.
And so I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, SMC guy, please tell me you got the NPT in thread in stock. And of course they do. And I'm able to get all of it out the door. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Why? Why have you done this? What would possess you when you've been explicitly warned not to buy these items? Would you go and buy them? Why would you cross brands when we explicitly get favorable terms from the other brand?
Shipping reason?
And finally, why the hell would you make this request at 3:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Because
one
fuck
does,
you,
yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
Side,
called
I'm aware
wasting
of that.
time.
I'm aware of that, Side. I'm just mad.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Perfectly understandable.
And see, the inevitable problem always is when you incentivize people to take longer on a project, they will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, boss, we can't get the ancient machine up and running. We gotta wait for the part from Japan. Just
Oh,
how
I
it
get
is.
paid by the hour? Well, I guess I'm going to be dragging ass a little bit on this.
As an engineer, they are not paid hourly.
Well, they're not paid hourly, but they are paid in overtime when it needs to be out right now, and the part just came in. And well, I guess they'll just have to work a couple extra hours today.
Yeah.
True. I wouldn't put it past this particular individual.
Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, so so we had a situation at work today.
Oh boy.
A situation, as it is.
Elucidate me on the status of this situation.
As my senior team called it, a skill issue.
Mm-hmm.
Where one of our customers decided a couple months ago that they were going to, just casually, as one does, fire their CEO.
Mm.
Unprompted,
Okay.
with no
not
announcement,
something you generally just do.
and then demand that we got the account immediately.
Generally, that's something that only happens when you're worried about, like espionage.
Had a couple of
Embezzlement.
hoops to jump through. Because the problem with this request was that the only person that can make the request to remove her as the primary contact for our company is her. And we tell our customers constantly, repetitively, every single fucking time we're in a meeting with them, you should really have a backup primary contact. Because if you ever need to remove the primary contact because you're firing them, legally, it doesn't matter whether they still work for you or not. They're still our primary contact for you.
Mm-hmm.
And until they request the move, effectively, nothing will fucking happen. Now, practically, if we fire the primary contact, we're not going to listen to any orders from them to start just deleting users willy-nilly or something, obviously, right? But as far as legally speaking in terms of, CYOA,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they're the primary, and only they can make requests. So if you don't designate a secondary primary, then fuck
Make
yourself.
backups,
You
idiot.
better really, really walk away from that person with a good fucking relationship, because otherwise it's gonna be a mess. So anyway, it was a mess. This was weeks ago. which rolls around to an event where the person that was coming in to replace their job, not take their job, just replace the functions of it. They were kind of piecemealing up that person's job to various other people, right? And the person that was taking over a certain aspect of their job needed access to certain files. Now, this is what the skill issue kicks in. So, normally, right, say you got a car in front of you and you want to take this car down the highway and you want to go to the beach. So one of the first things you would do when you get in the car would be, I don't know, there could be a dozen things, right? Adjust the seat, adjust mirrors, turn the car on, turn the fans
Put
on,
on
whatever,
your
right?
seatbelt.
Right, but one of the first things you typically check for is if you have the keys in your hand.
Yes, obviously. Or in
Yeah.
your pocket somewhere.
Right. And then the next
On your
thing you
person.
check is to see if the engine turns on. And then, you know, the next thing you check there is where the gas pedal is. Right? You kind of familiarize yourself with the general aspects of the car. Right? Unless you're a woman, then you kind of just hit the reverse and you slam into someone. But, you know, we're not talking about... Well, we are talking about a woman here. So, you know what? Actually, maybe this example is really apt. Anyway, so she decides that she doesn't feel the overt need to understand how their file system works. And, in fact, no one in the company feels an overwhelming need to understand how their file system works. And they just start making files all over the place, willy-nilly, wherever it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, in Teams. They start making Teams groups left and right. Now, I'm familiar with Teams. I'm familiar with how Teams handles files. Teams leads into SharePoint. If you have a company SharePoint, every channel you make in Teams creates a SharePoint site, which allows you to access and share the files that you put into this Teams. Now, here's the issue here, right? This is where the skill issue comes in, is that they didn't familiarize themselves with how any of this worked. So,
Of course not.
when they asked for access to a bunch of folders, well, we gave it to them. Except the problem is because they didn't familiarize themselves with how their entire fucking company operates and the core files necessary to do so, and where they might possibly be located, they didn't ask for the correct files. And they got very angry at us when we didn't give them the files they didn't ask for.
Ah, yes, that is totally understandable and what a sane and rational person would do.
And
Yep,
this went on
absolutely.
for several weeks, where they kept asking for the files over and over again, but they kept not using their words. And so when we gave them the files we thought they needed, they didn't use their words.
Words? What are that?
And they kept getting angrier and angrier at us and more frustrated that we weren't giving them the files that they weren't asking for.
I see.
Yeah. So fine. And here's the other thing, right? Is I know, I get it. These people are fucking retarded. I know it's my job as IT to translate absolute drooling, room temperature retard into something that resembles a request.
Resembles human speech.
Which is why I tried to sit down with the person making the request after the second time of them requesting the wrong thing to figure out what exactly they needed. And you know what they said? No, I'm too busy.
Well, fuck them.
Fucking course.
every single time I tried to sit down with them, they would say, no, I'm too busy, not right now. Or they just wouldn't respond for 3 days and I would close the task.
Yep.
Well, sucks to suck.
That's their fault.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here comes the other part of the skill issue, is that because it took them so long to figure out how to use their words, the files they were requesting were now in Microsoft limbo because they told us to gut the account of the person being fired, and the person who had access to those files didn't put them in a SharePoint site for the company. It was in a private channel on Teams that only they had access to and could see.
Oh.
And when we gutted their account, now there's orphaned files running around, and Microsoft gets rid of those.
Yeah.
Microsoft goes, these shouldn't be here.
And see, the problem with that is that these files are the core part of the business. It contains all of the information for how this business runs in terms of patent numbers, contacts, invoices, everything.
Oh, they're super.
That sounds like shit that you need.
Oh yeah, especially because they had to fill out all the blueprints were in there too, for all of the stuff they made. Yeah.
Oh.
So eventually, we actually managed to figure out where they were, and we managed to also restore them. And something I learned about Teams, which is why I want to assassinate Microsoft employees now, is that, did you know that you can create subsites on a SharePoint site?
Oh, yep.
No.
Well, you can.
I didn't know that.
Now, ask yourself, you're sitting there, the admin panel's in front of you. You see main site hyperlink right there next to you, sitting right in fucking front of you, and you've been asked to give access to a subsite on the main site to someone. Now, do you click the main site hyperlink, or do you take the scroll bar at the bottom of the screen and scroll to the right to reveal a hidden column that has all of the subsites on it? Which, by the way, is the only way to access it. That's right. If you try to go through the main site to access the subsites, you can't do that. It just lists them. Yeah, it just lists them.
Wait, it doesn't work as a directory tree?
No, it tells you they're there, but you can't actually do anything to them.
Oh, that's cancer.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you just click the hidden column of the site button, that's where all the subsites are.
Yep.
Because that makes sense, right? You know, you don't go to the site where the subsites are located to get to the subsites. You click on a secret hyperlink that takes you there that, by the way, nothing fucking explains anywhere on anything.
That makes perfect sense.
Microsoft does not have any information about this wherever I could find it. No one knew about this. And everyone I talked to at my company about this when I was venting, they were like, what do you mean there's subsites? Or alternatively, what do you mean there's a hidden column?
Yep.
That's so
and then I showed them, and they were like, what the fuck?
Everyone hated that.
Yeah. I'll also just, if you can't directly access a folder, it is the most annoying shit in existence to try and give someone access to files on SharePoint. It is so frustrating.
You can't just terminal in and add permissions.
No.
Nope.
Well, that's fucked.
Not that easy.
You have to go through this GUI admin panel And if it's like main site and then a folder, see, once you're on the main site and you can just look at the folder, boom, done. You click on the folder, you click manage access, you give someone access. But God forbid you break up your site into shares. Now you might be saying, Sneaky, you already talked about subsites. Yes, well, you see, shares are a sub-site. That's different from a sub-site.
Of course.
And if you want to give someone access to only a share of a site, you actually have to go into the secret library permissions, not to be confused with the site permissions.
Oh, of course you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
It's dog shit. It's dog shit.
I hate it so much.
That's Teams.
You hate this. Yeah, well, try... Killionaire, you're hating this from me describing it in a logical way. Try never interacting with these systems at all before this very point, and then try and decipher some fucking mouth-breathing retard asking for you to give this employee the same permissions as that employee for the files they need. And then they don't tell you what files they need. They don't tell you what those permissions might be. They don't tell you that, and then some customers do some really wild shit where they want everyone to see everything, but they only want certain folders to have access to certain people. So you can't actually manage the site by a permissions list by just adding them to a group, which, by the way, I do appreciate. It's very easy to add people in. It's like the old Active Directory memberships, except, simpler. It's very easy to add people in as groups. It's very easy to manage group access. But lots of companies are retarded, filled with retarded people, and they don't want to do that. They want to do specific access by the person. So God forbid you hire a new employee. You can't just add them to the accountant group and suddenly they have access to all the things as an accountant they need. No. You have to individually go to every file and folder they need to have access to and add them one by one to them. Because
hold on. You can't make a group called bean counters, give permission for the file to everybody in the group known as bean counters, and add that person to the bean counters group.
You could, but the client didn't request that. The client
tell the client this is how we're fucking doing it.
Requested individual persons.
That's retarded.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell them they're retarded.
What they paid for.
Okay, then you're getting the asshole fee.
Pretty much. Every time I hear more IT facts, I understand how Warhammer got to the Mechanicus. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the problem, right? Is half the time, it very much is just, I came over here, I looked at the computer, I pressed the space bar twice, for some reason it works now, computer fixed, I don't know what I did, computer doesn't know what it did, no one knows what anything happened, the thinking rock got shot by lightning and now it works again, who the fuck knows?
I told her to be a good girl, and so she started cooperating again.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so tonight, what spawned the meme I have pinned in the chat is everyone can thank Chin Lamp, Signs,
God,
Autistic, Beta, for finding this story and linking it to me with a fanfiction link. Now, it impressively has 11 chapters, 50k words, and only 2 reviews and 12 favorites. That he almost has more chapters than favorites already, which is never a good sign. But it's especially not a good sign when you have 11 chapters in the span of only 1 month.
Ooh.
Which means,
Ooh, that's,
yeah, you're releasing a
ooh.
chapter about every 3 days. At about like 4.2k words, which is a good amount of words, and it's a good update rate. And you're in the Star Wars section, and you only have 12 favorites. Yeah.
Ooh.
And not like the obscure Star Wars section of games. Movies. We're in the movies Star Wars section, the most popular
Ew.
Star Wars section, and you have 12 favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
That is. Oof.
Not good. Not good. Yes.
Not at all.
Not good, no. But what the fuck is this here? What if I wrote Gate but made it America themed and sci-fi? A sci-fi fantasy comedy. Okay. About America's future beyond the stars. Okay. Infinity
Stargate.
America. What if America brought liberty to the multiverse? Featuring a female
Okay, so
lead.
Stargate.
Well, already it sucks. Look, if you're gonna sit there, no, listen, right, listen, it's not a sexist thing. If you're gonna sit there and make fun of America, you have to make the main character a guy so you can make fun of the military and all of the cran-eating jokes.
True. I was just gonna say, female lead doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I mean, I've got Tanya stories, obviously.
Right, no. But you're also not trying to satirize. Literally lists itself as satire. You're not trying to satirize America. Like, what if America brought liberty to the multiverse? Like, does that scream female lead? No.
No, it sounds like a parody of Helldivers making fun of it to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Helldivers and
already
Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No,
yeah,
Starship Troopers, you idiot.
Both.
Now, to be fair, Stargate did bring liberty to the universe.
Are you telling
To
me
the
Liberty
multiverse.
Prime got? Are you telling me Liberty
one
Prime got
P90
spaceship
at a time.
capabilities? It's out in the
Indeed.
universe killing commies.
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah, well, honestly. So anyway,
Sneaky, do you smell toast?
How the fuck do you pronounce it? You tell me how the fuck you pronounce that.
I've got an
Pronounce what?
ad, so
Okay, well, it's
hold on.
posted in the Discord chat, so go fucking read it.
I'm in the Discord chat.
Which one
What
is
am I
it?
supposed to be looking at?
Infinity America, the reading rainbow, the fucking Royal Road
Orion?
cover. Larian,
Yeah.
Terra, Leilian.
What the
Ollie. I'm
fuck?
calling them Ollie. They're Ollie now.
Yeah.
Ollie was a normal enough sun elf. Big on magic, hippogriff riding, and frolic through Enchanted Forest. Already cringe. And not even like funny cringe, not even like haha.
I mean,
that's
that's just an elf.
Yeah, but it's like not it. They took all of the not funny aspects of the elf to parody.
Obviously.
She wasn't quite
just
fond
white
of
elves to make
things
fun
like
of.
blood demons and evil gods of destruction, but those were also major features on her world too. Captured and about to be sacrificed, Ollie is saved at the last moment by interdimensional invasion of Infinity America, a chaotic, bombastic multiverse superpower dedicated to bringing freedom to all of reality. Okay, so yes, it is a Helldivers parody, which is a Starship Troopers parody. Okay, great. So they're just going to completely miss
The point
of Helldivers completely. Okay. From a world of fantasy, she is thrust into a universe of robots, AI, hive minds, lasers, and monument soda fountains. Now she
monument-sized soda fountains.
Now she wants to give back to Interstellar Republic that saved her from doom. Joined the bizarre agency Spectra. She is given secretive mission to bring democracy to mysterious planet
Quizbar.
Whose inhabitants have resisted conventional liberty methods. They keep insisting that they have achieved something called inner calm and blissful understanding, and that the planet actually enjoys being ruled over by the Radiant One, an anthropomorphic embodiment of universal goodness, without even voting for him. Yeah, so quite literally, they are trying to parody Helldivers without understanding Helldivers, or the word parody, or the setup entirely.
On the other hand, anthropomorphic makes me sound like they're fighting a furry, which is good for them.
Yes.
True. Joined by a team of experts, a scaly with an economics degree, a delirious insectoid
lizard.
hive mind.
No, hang on. Lizard man, not scaly. Like,
Scaly.
let's be clear.
Scaly.
That's the same.
No,
I know what I said.
These two pictures are the same.
I know what I said.
No, Sneaky. It's possible that someone can play a lizard man in D&D without being a scaly.
Also, I think this is a racist Jewish stereotype. You're making the lizard man have an economics degree.
Okay, you're right about that,
Things I want to say.
A delirious, liberated insectoid hive mind and a grizzled soldier who may or may not have been there when America was invented. Ali must bring freedom to a world that doesn't want saving. Democracy is for everyone, even if you're already perfectly happy, especially if you already are. Or at the very least, she has to convince them to open up a burger joint. So, as I said, this is not funny. I was more laughing at the entire story structure than at the actual story. You're having the main character be some fucking hippie elf who, just because they were saved, suddenly decides they're going to become a hyper-tyrannical cultural genocider in the name of America and liberty.
America, fuck yeah.
Which, all right. Again, I still think it'd be funnier if it was a guy and it was just like fucking like Cletus or something, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, I would.
And it's like, oh, we gotta liberate the people who have found happiness and calm. It's like, okay, so what's the conflict here?
I mean,
conflict is that you're the bad guy.
Okay, I assume the intelligence agency is going, oh, look, they're mind controlled.
Possibly.
It doesn't matter though. What's the conflict here? So the antagonistic force that the main character is going up against is people who aren't fighting back and don't want to be freed. And worship the concept of universal goodness. So,
yeah.
like, where is the conflict? What exactly is this story supposed to be about?
Actually, we're the bad guys.
Well, you don't even need bad guys. Like, if it's a coffee shop AU, the conflict is making rent, getting supplies, dealing with unruly customers, etc. You invent little tiny conflicts, right? Friends didn't have a bad guy. It had them making mistakes and fucking up and trying to figure shit out.
Conflict.
Right. Where's the conflict in this premise? Like,
having to acknowledge that you're the bad guy for being on the imperialistic side.
Also, the conflict could just be that along the way they find out that, yes, this whole thing is in fact evil, and I need to do something about it.
Right. But that's a twist. That's a reveal that comes later on. You need the hook. Where's the hook? What is going to happen? If I pick up this book and open it up, what am I going to see? So far, they just
believe in
told me a bunch
hooks.
of stupid fucking lore that doesn't interest me at all. Because it doesn't tell me what the fuck this book is about. This is not a summary. This is a lore dump. This is not a pre-word. It's a lore dump. We don't need to know half of this. 75% of this could have been told to us in the opening chapter as an explanation as to why Ollie is now so fervent believer of America and why clearly everyone here has to be clearly mind controlled or something because America's never wrong and blah, 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 blah. But that's not in the summary.
No.
There's no suspense. There's no baiting. There's no... they violently are repelling the freedom forces coming to their planet. No, they're not, as far as we know, violently rebelling. We don't know what they're even doing. All we're told is resisted conventional liberation methods, which we don't know what those are because this is a parody, so we can't even use normal liberation methods, aka invading them, as a basis because they aren't telling us anything important. And so they're resisting conventional liberation methods, so they're being inserted in with a secret mission. So this is what I'm saying. So if they're being inserted in with a secret mission, are they meant to blend into the population? Are they meant to join the population as dissenters from America? Like, how are they joining this population? What are they doing once they're there? What are the theories they're operating off of? That's what you want to put in your summary to make someone go, oh, I wonder what happens. Not this fucking lore dump that is so boring, bland, and obviously AI written.
But that would require work.
What if their conventional liberation methods was opening up a McDonald's on every corner? That would be funny. But because they didn't set it up, and because they didn't explain it, and because there's no other foundation to base anything off of, because they spent 60% of the summary so far just telling us about Ollie and her backstory that doesn't fucking matter because we're not talking about her planet. We're talking about this new planet. So everything that happened to this character so far doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So glad we've wasted the entire summary on nothing. That's why I'm mad. I'll save the other ads for another time. This has to be written by a non-American. Very likely.
Like, all of that is... This is all shit you'd find out in the first 1 or 2 chapters.
Look at the story. Got a lot more traction on QQ. Of course, it was only posted on Wednesday. A lot more traction. Yeah, you're right. It did get a lot more traction. Yeah, 600
Why,
people.
are they lewds?
Let's
probably.
see. Eventual sex. Yeah.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's a line.
I mean...
Well, it's
I've used
it's K plus on fanfiction.net. Like, I'm sorry, but even I don't usually read shit that's not at least T. Because, like, K plus is like, oh, there's not even going to be fucking swearing or anything. Why would I be interested in
But
that?
here's the problem, right? Is that these fucking authors are so dog shit, they don't even know what K plus means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The conventional liberation method is giving a handgun to everyone. You know, we'll drop thousands of liberators on the planet.
And one SIG P320 to rule them all.
True.
No, see, the Liberators are even better. Anyone not aware what a Liberator is, it was a dog shit pipe pistol that we manufactured en masse from sheet metal and then dropped all over France. And they were infamous for just straight up not working, prematurely going off, exploding in the person's hand. You know, doing everything generally but shooting the Nazis.
You know, I mean, they're French, so we sure we didn't just do that as a little oopsie daisy?
You never know.
Totally didn't mean to do that, guys. We promise.
So, anyway. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Liberator, yep. Looked at that robust construction. The finest favela engineering.
Oh, Jesus.
There are few documented instances of the weapon being used for its intended purpose.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. Also, you couldn't reload it.
Huh?
What do you mean you couldn't reload it?
Yeah, we dropped it with the ammo in it, and once you used all the ammo, you were supposed to just chuck it.
Oh my fucking god.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yep. Yep. And?
Oh yeah, you're totally not gonna be able to scavenge ammo for this thing and continue using, you know, what may be your only weapon. No. You just throw it away. Just throw it in the ditch somewhere.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't meant as a combat weapon. It was meant to be an assassination tool for the French people.
Take this and go shoot your local Gestapo leader or whatever.
Yeah, and then steal their gun.
I mean, yeah, the French did a whole lot of that one. Quite a bit of it was with saucy madams.
So the story was called Happy Gambling in the Outer Rim. So I died twice. Once as a normal 21st century me, and then as a Tatooine slave. Somehow, both deaths happened at the same time.
What?
Not how that works.
No.
And Viola, meet me, Jax, stuck in a galaxy on the brink of chaos, where all the morals of an Earthling, with all the morals of an Earthling. Wow, so you're claiming universal morals? That's...
She means first world morals, Sneaky. Obviously.
First world, Western, European, Christ-centric morals.
Well, I don't know.
Are you implying there's any other kind of morality?
Yes,
no, I wouldn't want to be a leftist.
Very good. Carry on.
But anyway, yeah, it's always fascinating how they can always be more racist than I can. Stuck in a galaxy on the brink of chaos with all the morals of an Earthling and zero chill about the madness around me. Okay.
Yes, 100% no chill.
Yeah, no chill, bro. What exactly are you gonna do about it? To make things more interesting, well, I certainly hope so, because it wasn't interesting in the first place, so anything higher than a 0 does, in fact, qualify as more interesting.
You know what they got to introduce?
What?
Space racism.
True. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of that already, though.
We already have quite a bit of that.
Yes, but in the story.
Yes, I'm blessed with the Chaos Gotcha, a cosmic slot machine that throws powers at me. Now, I didn't want to cover this story originally because Sign hates the Chaos Gotcha.
Yes.
And I didn't want to feed into his delusion that he's right about something. But I decided that it would...
Just eat shit, Sneaky.
I misheard that. The cosmic slut machine. I mean, to you, it basically
Yes.
is.
Oh my god.
Mr. Infanticus, man who fucked Toaster so hard he gained powers in Worm.
Yeah.
You think the Cosmic Forge is bad enough, but now you have Cosmic Gotcha? Well, see, here it is. In my opinion, having reviewed both the Cosmic Gotcha, Chaos Gotcha, whatever you want to call it, and all of the Celestial Forge and etc. branches, personally speaking, from using both websites, rolling, 15 times on each of them, the Chaos Gotcha has consistently given more consistent results, and it allows for a lot more moderation and restrictions on how much power your character can gain in a certain period of time, based completely off of the own metrics you set for it. Unlike the Celestial stuff, in where you wrote words, therefore you gained fucking Madoka's Starlight Breaker for free, because that shit's fucking broken and not balanced at all.
Well, so there's one of them, one of the Celestial things, where you don't use the word count bullshit, and you can just roll it. I mean, you don't have to use the word count mechanics.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to use the word count mechanics, period. But the point of Chaos Gotcha is it doesn't use word count mechanics at all, like, from its onset. Chaos Gotcha is based around achievements and accomplishments in the story. And you, as the author, set those achievements and accomplishments. Is it a silver ticket to meet a canon character? Well, I mean, on one hand, if you, say, are doing a DxD story, then it's not really that impressive that you met canon characters when you're starting Countess Kuo. But if you're, say, in a DxD story as a completely normal, non-magical human in the subtropics of Brazil, then maybe it is actually a big achievement to meet a single canon character in DxD. You know? So
yeah, but if you're in the subtropics of Brazil and you happen to meet a canon DxD character, that's a problem.
Right, but like I said, you as the author are completely now the one in control. You're not you Rule 0 has been reinstated, as they say. So the problem with D&D 5 versus D&D 3.5 is the same thing. Is that Rule 0 is supposed to tell DMs do whatever the fuck you want, right?
Yeah.
But in 5, they set up a bunch of rules and systems that the DM should typically follow. And so a lot of DMs typically follow that. And what does that result in? It results in stupid fucking DMs. Because they don't...
fun, yes.
Well, not only are they not having fun, but also the system itself doesn't operate properly because the person operating it doesn't understand it or why it's done. The idea of giving training wheels to DMs or writers or artists or whatever to help them figure out what to do is inherently an antithesis, an anathema to the creative process of, creating something. Because you're telling them what to create. And so they instantly will grip onto those training wheels and follow them religiously because they didn't learn how to create something on their own. And so
And you
you're
don't
left...
have the creative spark yourself, so you just follow the blueprint.
Yeah, and normally, and in the case of 3.5, you just give up. If DMing is too complicated, you give up, so you don't become a DM, and then you get people who don't let you play DM because you're not creative, and everyone moves on. Everyone moves on.
Fair.
But in 5e, you have prepackaged packs everywhere. You have all these fucking rules left and right. Rule 0 is a forgotten relic in 5e. And it's the same for situation for writing here, in where you're the writer, dipshit. You can set the point counts. You can set when it comes up. You can set all these things. And it's only the smart writers who are actually competent who try out these systems, like Shiro, like the Comeback Kid, or Turncoat, or whatever his name actually is, right? It's these authors that are actually competent at writing who then proceed to use the system with training wheels on it. They look at the training wheels, go, wow, this system sucks with the training wheels on it, and proceed to rip the training wheels off and use it as an inspiration system, which is what it should have been in the fucking first place.
Right.
Which is why I like the Chaos Gotcha. It's balanced, and it does all of that shit for you. If you want... So, we're going to pull up the Chaos Gotcha here. It's got its own website.
Like, the Chaos Gacha, what makes it shit is the authors himself, not the Chaos Gacha. Meanwhile, the Celestial Grimoire, or whatever, write 1,000 words, here's more, I'm going to write more because of those 1,000-word training wheels.
Exactly.
No.
You get Celestial Forge
The Grimoire
garbage.
doesn't have that.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does.
It's just that it's not been used for so... It's just that that's not used for so long, thanks to Shiro, that most people have forgotten about it, but that's how it's been, and some authors still do.
Do we need to tap the sign on Brockton Bay Celestial Forge?
Yeah.
No. I'm aware of Celestial Forge. I'm saying I did not see that when I was looking through...
Yes.
Yeah.
That's because
That
Celestial
specific
Grimoire came after Celestial Forge, and the person who made Celestial Grimoire learned a lot of lessons when they were making the original Celestial Forge, and went ahead with a lot of changes when they released Celestial Grimoire. But the problem, as you found out, Sign, as many authors find out when they try to use Waifu Catalog, is that whatever version of Waifu Catalog or Celestial Forge or Celestial whatever they get in on, that's the one they stick with. And so even if the author later updates things to fix the problems inherent in the system, they never change from that because this is the thing they know.
It would also require doing work and changing everything, and I'm just not going to fucking do that.
No, even if you move to a new story, they still stick to the same version.
Yeah, that too.
But anyway, so here's Chaos Gotcha. Unlike Celestial Forge, which is just like, hey, pick your section and we're just gonna roll fucking everything. You have abilities, items, traits, skills, familiars, or random, and you can pick any one of these. Then you have your bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, legendary, mythical, and divine tickets. So that gives you a lot of gradient to work with. It gives you a lot of gradient to select from. So if you're like bronze, I want to give my character an easy achievement. They survived their first day. I'm going to give them a trait. Bronze trait, right? So you can see a couple of higher rarities, but they're not too high of a rarity, right? All you're going to get with the bronze ticket is trash, common, and uncommon. You're not going to... your first roll off the bat isn't going to be infinite mana, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Blind eye, common ability, common trait. When you go into a crowd, you disappear. As long as you shouldn't stand out, you won't. That's not super powerful, but a creative author can make use of it in the story.
And
that's how
you get authors like one I found where for defeating 3 cannon fodder level 1 opponents, literally the first thing that you basically find, the character got 3 gold tickets, and I was like, no, fuck that, I'm out of this fic.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is that the Chaos Gotcha kind of reveals, kind of pulled back the curtain a little bit on the author when they try to fudge the numbers, because bad authors will still tell you what ticket they're using to roll the super overpowered crazy ability that they just gave their character, and so it's kind of like a whole mask-off moment of like, come on, back in the Celestial Forge days, you could have at least lied to me about where what your role was. But now that you've incorporated this ticket system into the writing system, it causes all of the bad actor writers to reveal themselves for the frauds they are when it comes to how honest they are when writing a story.
And even though they market it as a serious story, you realize, oh, they just wanted to power wank.
Yeah, exactly. And sure, you might be able to stick around still because, sometimes the power wank's funny in the case of, Infonicus and his toaster fucker story and Worm. And you're like, I don't care that he's not paying attention to the system at all. It's a funny story. But, if you're going to sit here and be like, no, guys, this is a super serious story. Also, he lifted his hand. Gold ticket. It's not a serious story. True. So, all that being said, how well Chaos Gotcha is implemented is entirely up to the author. And much like any mountainous slope, where you start is entirely your fault.
Yeah.
Every step of the way is entirely your fault. You're not just writing this story and you got 100 points and you rolled the Celestial Grimoire wheel, and then for 100 points you got the ability Magical Death Ray. Okay, well that definitely does impact my ability to write this story. Not a lot of things can threaten him now that he has Magical Death Ray. Okay. But with Chaos Gotcha, you have the gradient. You can set the gradient and, barring really, really crazy, wild rolls that are incredibly hard and specific to get, you can write a story where your character gradually gains more and more powers and useful powers and can apply those powers in creative ways to show off your character's personality and abilities, as you would as an author.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Woo.
Let's get into the story and see how terrible this author really is. Let me grab some allergy meds here. And hallucinogenic gas. Oh man, I love my hallucinogenic gas. No, that's the knock your shit out. Man, I have a lot of Tylenol. I'm going through all the medicine in my cabinet right now because I'm looking for decongestants, and I'm realizing how much fucking Tylenol I have.
Isn't Tylenol the autism medicine for pregnant women?
Yeah, but only if you're a pregnant woman. Since I'm not either of those, I think I'm probably fine.
Are you sure, Sneaky? Fanfiction has indicated to me that you may be one of those two.
Well, if I am, you're the father.
Oh. That kid's gonna be
Woo!
ruined. Zero chance for that child.
Indeed.
It will
That
not be
happens.
normal.
Supposedly someone already got liver damage. Yeah, I saw a couple of posts about that.
No. Supposedly, the ER is flooding with idiots who are coming in with liver damage.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
We have no proof.
Yeah, I don't know that I believe it.
True.
Yeah, one person on TikTok said it was true, so Cyan believed it was real like the fucking boomer he is.
Listen. These are retards who would take medicine they don't need to spite a president they don't like. Is
Yeah.
it really so out of the question that they would do exactly this?
Yes.
Yes.
See, that's your bias right there talking. You think people can't possibly be that stupid or insane.
No, I
Nope,
know they can be
they
that
are.
stupid.
Overdose symptoms.
Oh, remember, that is trending now.
I'm aware. That's what I'm looking at right here. What the fuck happened on August 28th?
That was when they started doing it.
August?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just going to ignore this really random, completely uncorrelated spike that happened on this one day. And we're going to look at instead at this trend where it went from 0 to steadily spiking all the way up.
Fair.
So over the past 90 days, in case anyone wants to look at that. Autism overdose, or Tylenol overdose.
Autism overdose. Yes.
Indeed.
Uh-oh, Sign. You've overdosed on autism.
Oh no.
Okay, what I really want to see is people, if they've searched what is autism. Wow.
Probably, yes.
I am so disappointed in everyone.
Why? I mean, you should have known that was going to happen.
Because you saw the Tylenol graph. Now see what happens when you include what is autism in the Google search.
Screen cap it and drop it in the...
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Oh. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Tylenol overdosing isn't even a blip compared to what is autism.
What is autism? It's the thing you have. It's what
Holy
gives you
shit.
your superpower.
Oh my god. I hate my country.
America, fuck yeah.
I hate the people in this country so fucking much. Oh my god, it outscaled everything. No, you can't tell me it outscaled everything. That in the past 5 years, no one tried to look up what autism was.
Sneaky, you gotta remember. Sneaky, you gotta remember. That's like, you gotta remember, that's not like a straight line. Like, just because they were looking it up there.
Why? What is this, like an autism awareness month or something? Let's see. It peaks in April and then it peaks in April. Okay, so yeah, autism awareness month does actually increase the amount of autism awareness. Okay, I need to know what the fuck was going on in March of 2004 where autism and Tylenol spiked in search terms. What was going on in 2004 that autism and Tylenol both spiked? Oh God! All right. Well,
that's a good question.
nah. I always get depressed looking at Google Trends. Let me tell you. I always get depressed. Yeah. Surely no one is that fucking stupid. Yep. Nope. They are.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Well then, I'll just go sit over here. Shoot myself. Fucking autism awareness. Also, I do hate people that call autism superpowers because there's a lot of autism out there that isn't superpowers. There's a lot of autism out there that makes you a functional retard for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not polite to call them retards. We don't do that anymore, Sneaky.
No,
No, we
it
don't.
makes you chemically stable.
In 2004, Tylenol launched a $100 million campaign of Stop Think Tylenol to restore its image after a crisis in response to consumer difficulties in swallowing the pills. Okay, so in 2004, they launched a campaign to say, you know, guys, go take Tylenol, and then everyone went on the internet immediately and said, what happens if I take Tylenol? That actually restores...
And they got autism.
That restores my faith in humanity a little bit, actually. That people actually en masse went online in 2004 and were like, okay, so company is saying I should go eat Tylenol. What's Tylenol and what does it do to me if I eat too much of it? Oh.
Oh, it gives you autism.
But yeah, no, I do hate it when fucking TikTok and various people try to fetishize autism, being like, oh, it gives them the superpower. It's like, no, it gives them a lifelong mental illness with crippling social issues or even functional issues, depending on how bad it was.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about that. We have to own it. We have to take it back, Sneaky.
Man, I hate no one more than the autism awareness group. The autism kids group or whatever the fuck they're called. Because they aren't trying to make people aware of autism as something that needs to be studied and stopped. They're trying to normalize autism as something that we shouldn't care about at all someone getting.
Yes.
And they're trying to normalize it in a way that dismisses the lifelong hardships that it can cause someone. And if no, they did not do the same thing with AIDS, but there is groups that do that. Yes.
It's California trying to do that.
There's groups across the world that are trying to do it, and they've been successful in some European countries as well.
If I remember correctly, in some European countries, they're allowing some people with AIDS to donate blood.
That's Australia.
Yep, I was trying to avoid that.
California.
Yeah, but in California, they're actually still required to label it as AIDS blood. In Australia, they actually don't have to label it as AIDS blood anymore.
Yeah. I think it's only. I don't think it's Australia wide. I think it's some states. Well, some states they still do.
It probably is not Australia wide. But from what I remember of the bill that got passed in some of those states, effectively their excuse was that if someone had their HIV in remission and they were taking medication and hadn't shown a flare-up in 2 months of donating blood, that the blood, due to the new filtration technologies that they would run it through, has a 0.01% chance of passing AIDS onto someone, so therefore they don't need to label it as AIDS-infected blood.
Yeah.
No, I'm not taking that risk. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't take the risk in general, but the fact that they have to add so many caveats of like, oh, well, it has to be within 2 months, and they have to be on medicine, and they have to be not in remission, and they have to, it's like, okay.
Why don't we
If
just
you have
not
to
use
add-
AIDS blood?
Yeah, if you have to add 9, well, actually, they do need to get AIDS blood, just so they could give it to other people with AIDS. Because a lot of hospitals don't actually want to use AIDS blood on people with AIDS. Non-AIDS blood on people with AIDS, because there is a lot of stigma about it. Because, I mean, well,
Hey,
you
I
didn't
wonder
get
why
AIDS by sitting on a toilet, let's just say.
Yep. Yeah, kind of did it to
A
yourself.
functional autistic man accused
Well,
RFK
okay,
of
no,
eugenics.
sign.
Yep.
That's
not true.
That's decidedly untrue.
What
Like
the fuck did Sign just say?
he
did it
said, you did it
yourself.
to yourself, which is
No,
no. There are plenty
that
of people.
You made the choice that led you to get it.
So no,
knowing
no,
the
no, hold
actions
on, hold
that
on,
you
hold on,
Are
hold
you
on,
so stupid that you
could lead
don't
to it.
understand it's a disease that can be passed down to your children through blood?
Yes, and
Someone
then
Yes,
there
have
is
it
but
through really no
okay,
fault
so
of their own.
instance of that.
here's the problem, right? So here's the problem, is that the transfer of AIDS to women in general is very, very low. I think it's like something like it's actually a really low number. It's something like if a woman has AIDS and a guy has sex with her in a normal manner, that is to say, through the front hole, he only has like a 1% chance of getting AIDS from her. And it rockets up to like something like a low 10% chance if they do it through the back hole. And then if it's 2 women, I mean, they generally can't really give each other AIDS. Generally,
Yeah.
No,
again,
you can.
unless
No,
they're doing
that-
stupid things in holes they shouldn't be doing them in.
Yeah, but like, listen, I fully agree. Women to women,
But
it's
also,
much
you're
harder,
typically not having a baby after that, so
yeah.
you know.
I would say,
Typically.
but
Yes,
yeah,
some
fine,
people
it's
did get
entirely
it from
possible.
bad blood transfusions. There was an entire several decades where AIDS blood was given to hospitals and they weren't told that it was infected blood, and nothing was done to remove the AIDS from the blood, and these companies knowingly gave the AIDS blood to these hospitals, not out of a malicious desire to spread AIDS, but because they didn't feel like actually getting rid of the AIDS, and they just wanted to sell the blood for money.
Yes.
And it was a whole thing,
and then of course,
billions of dollars.
yeah.
Money,
Then of course,
yes.
we have multiple convicted criminals, not literally all over the world, who specifically were like, I am going to spread this to as many people as I can.
Yep.
Like,
super
yeah.
spreaders. Yep. So yes, there is a lot of people that got AIDS through actions that aren't their fault. However, much like women getting abortions, it's a very small minority of people that actually deserve to get it. In terms of the two of them, the crossover of the amount of people that have AIDS that got it through a means of not their fault, and the amount of women getting abortions for things not their fault are about the same percentage.
That's as maybe, but even then, like, it's entirely possible for someone to be doing something, and then for a person
Certainly.
to lie. Like,
but my point is that a super
my point to
majority.
Sign is that
Right.
he's an idiot.
Yes. But I mean, my counterpoint is that you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes, and that's what a super majority of AIDS contraction was.
Yeah.
It's just true. Super majority. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying most. I'm saying above 50%. You were doing things with needles that you shouldn't be doing. You were doing things with holes you shouldn't be doing. and that's
with
just
random partners, lots and lots of random partners.
you and the people you were doing it with were very varied and promiscuous, which is the case with all STDs.
Yeah.
Promiscuity just increases the chances from just sheer number of times. So, if you press a button and you have a chance for your hand to explode 1 out of 10 times, if you press the button 10 times, well, your hand's going to explode at least once.
No, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not pushing that button. Ever.
Yeah, well, some people feel like they really need to do it, and that is what it is. But is what it is. But anyway, point
Button
being
pushers.
is I don't even know what the original point was. How we even got here? Oh yeah, autism, right? Autism. Yeah. So I got some people. We got people now posting on TikTok and YouTube Shorts about how RFK, talking about the Harvard study that he didn't commission. I want to be clear on where this information came from that speech they gave. This was a study done by Harvard that was not commissioned by RFK, by any foundation involved with RFK, by the U.S. government, any foundation involved in the U.S. government on the U.S. request. Like, this was a independent study that they found that Harvard had done.
Yes.
I think they just fucking did it for some reason.
Well, I mean, yeah. The researchers get paid to just do shit all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I don't know how to tell you this, but for research, you kind of just got to start throwing shit at the wall and see what's like.
Oh, no, I know. That's how you're supposed to do on a lot of that.
But yeah, also, yes, it's true. The government didn't commission any of that, but it's really important to note that it's one study, and we all know the dangers of one study.
No, I mean, completely. There's a counter study done in Europe back in 2017, I believe it was, that had 2 million subjects they monitored, and they even did double-blind testing with children that were siblings, so there was a close blood relation to compare them to. And they found that in majority, Tylenol usage did not correlate directly to an increase in autism.
I would say, to me, the only thing that came from that was once again convincing me that the brainworm is in fact driving RFK, and we really shouldn't be. He really shouldn't be giving. Have the authority that he does.
Yes, but nothing really came of it, and they were more just announcing, "Hey guys, be aware that there was a study that did find things," and I think that's perfectly fine. It's just we already knew all this information. We already had known all of this for a very long time, and that in general, pregnant women shouldn't take medications because medications are made for people. And a fetus is not a full-bodied person with their own working, what the fuck's the system the liver is part of? You know what I mean? The toxin filtration system in your body with your liver and lymph nodes and the kidneys and all that. Right.
Yeah.
They don't have a fully developed system yet to handle any medications. And so any medication a pregnant woman takes, regardless of what it is, even multivitamins, you are told as a pregnant woman to consult your doctor. There is specific multivitamins made for pregnant women because of the danger of the dosages in a multivitamin of perfectly good, healthy things that you need is dangerous, possibly, to a fetus which is not ready to handle those dosages.
Yeah.
And that's for everything.
Yeah.
We've always known this. It's not a surprise.
As really the only thing for me to say is, for any pregnant women out there, consult your doctor before taking anything.
And that's the other
Sometimes-
thing that was ridiculous about the whole freak out over this, is that that's exactly what RFK said during that press conference, is he finished the whole thing off with, consult your doctor.
Yeah, but he works
it's
for Drumpf, so
right. I
anything
know,
he
but
says is bad.
it's not like he came out and said Tylenol is 1-to-1 autism. If you take a single pill of Tylenol, your kid will explode. Like, he didn't come out and say that. He came out and said, "Hey, look, we looked at this study. We found a study that said these things, that Tylenol might be related to autism. So you should really, think about taking Tylenol, not taking it while you're pregnant, and consult your doctor." It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
the
how
issue
is
that
any of
people
that
have-
offensive?
The issue that people have is that now you have a bunch of the knock-on effect of stupid people,
True, yes.
which is a very real thing that I don't care who they are, every public official has to consider when they're saying stuff, like, because we all know how stupid people can be. And I think people were just looking to get mad because the amount of questionable changes he's made to individuals on vaccine councils at the moment. The advisory board or whatever it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like those are the same people who originally approved of the COVID vaccines during Operation Warp, which, again, Trump was the head of, and yes, I will
I would say,
shit on
yes,
him for
those
that.
people might have approved of that, but let's be real, we know that's not why RFK is getting rid of them.
Oh, sure. I'm sure RFK's got some fucking bone to pick with a bunch of people who have derogatized him over the past couple of decades, because he's been on this whole kick for a while now, like longer than he's been involved with Trump, and he's been shit on by a lot of proponents of various industries and political boards. So I'm not surprised at all. But it's at the same time, if someone incompetent's getting replaced.
But the things they're being replaced for are not incompetent. He wanted them to rubber stamp changes he was making, and they were like, "No, I'm not going to okay this change." And
right, but the problems that come with that is that, well, you say it's a political reappointment. Okay, well, maybe the reason why they were saying no in the first place was because of politics as well.
Yes.
So it's
Probably.
like, okay, so they're saying no because of politics, and he's replacing them because of politics.
No, those
Okay.
people have been on that board had been on that board for a significant period of time, including during the first Trump administration.
Yeah, and there's a whole thing about there being an omni party where nothing ever gets done besides a slight leftward lurch throughout the entirety of American history, going all the way back to the early 1800s. So, I mean, trying to appeal to the two-party system as an excuse of why it's not political.
I'm not appealing to the two-party system. I'm explicitly saying
you are quite literally
those
appealing
people
to the two-party system.
have been on the board for a significant period of time.
Which
they have
just
been
means
doing...
they've probably been bribed longer. Look, until I know the specific people and their entire histories and everything about them, I'm not going to, off the cuff, just be like, oh, RFK is clearly evil because he replaced people. I'm also not going to support RFK replacing people. I'm just also not going to, off the cuff, be like, oh, he's evil for replacing people because they said no.
And I want to be clear, I didn't say he's evil. I don't think he should be in the position that he is, and I definitely don't think that he should be making some of these changes.
He is,
if you come in, yeah, that's fine. I'm allowed to say that I don't think he
was.
Should be.
He was appointed to that position, and he has the powers of that position, and he's using the powers of that position to do the things he was appointed to in that position for. I don't see how that's any different from the people who were appointed to the positions that he's now replacing. That, like, none of those positions were voted on. I don't see what the problem is unless you can bring me any sort of concrete evidence that shows that, 5 years ago, this guy spit in RFK's cup, so now RFK wants to ruin his life. Like, until you can, bring me clear-sighted evidence that is showing one way or the other, either RFK or the people he's replacing are wrong, I'm going to err on the side of it's a bunch of backroom politic bullshit, and it's always going to be a bunch of backroom politic bullshit, and so I just don't care. I can't get worked up over something I have no control over. Like,
Fair.
RFK is like 9 positions down of unelected people doing unelected things to other unelected people. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so yeah, if we want actual change, then we have to make a third party, but third parties never work because the two-party system is too good at manipulating people, basically.
Yes.
And the average person's really fucking stupid. So
Yes.
Please visit your local anarchy office today. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
actually, I'm pretty sure that's terrorism incitement now. So probably don't say that. But
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Hang
so
on a
people are
second.
posting
Out of
now
all the
on...
things we've said on here, that's gonna be what gets us kicked off. Me
You know what
joking
gets
about
you?
a terrorism incitement.
Yeah, well, I would really laugh as hard as possible if that's what got us kicked off in the end.
Oh,
Mhm.
listen, that would be hilarious.
Like, of all the things that I have said and Sign have said, you were the reason why we get taken off the air. That would be funny. But yeah, so yeah, some people on TikTok are posting about how decreasing the amount of autism by improving the health quality of our food and medicine is an autistic genocide. We're destroying the autistic culture by preventing people from being born with a mitigatable illness.
Yeah, as
That's
we've said before, all
fucking
of those
dumb.
people, I hate those people. All the people who, like, the amount of things I would do
Yeah,
to
right.
return my vision to normal.
Well, I mean, not only that, right? Like, I remember the Autism Foundation people, the fucking autism awareness, the foundation that is I don't remember their fucking name, but they represent themselves with those fucking puzzle pieces, the tricolored puzzle pieces.
Oh,
yeah.
idiots.
Those fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those people so fucking much. Because first off, oh, autistic people puzzles. Oh, fuck you. I do like puzzles, but fuck you.
Fuck you, it's patterns, not puzzles.
It's like having it's like having some sort of help the poor blacks foundation, and your fucking symbol's a watermelon. It's like, really, guys? Really?
That's what you went with.
But that's my
I
point.
mean, he's
That's
not wrong.
they're doing the same thing. Autism
I'm
speaks.
aware.
Yeah,
I'm
autism
aware.
speaks. Yeah, them. Autism speaks. Yeah, I fucking hate them because they do shit like shut down. They use their political influence to shut down opposing groups that want to address tackling autism as a health issue, and the Autism Speaks wants to promote it as a acceptance and cultural thing instead. Where instead
A
of
lifestyle choice.
yeah, effectively. Where like if you try and give a speech at a school for mothers,
Bless
right?
you, Atin.
Yeah, if you somehow get like a school for mothers and you try to give a speech there about like what you can do to help socialize autistic kids if you do end up having one, or how to handle an autistic kid better to really try and normalize his sociability. Autism Speaks will go out of their way to get you kicked off of the speech platform because they believe that you don't need to fix an autistic person and that they are perfect the way they are.
You don't need to fix an autistic person, but you do
That's
need to
true.
fucking socialize them.
And yeah, it's like I'm
No,
not
you should raise
saying
them like wolves.
True. You beat the
No.
shit out of them. No, I'm just kidding.
No, definitely not that one.
I mean, it worked for me.
I
I don't know how to
Did it-
tell you this.
I
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
use
but-
you as a sterling example for anything besides parent issues. So
Did it?
I hold you up as a shining example of mother issues, really.
Hey, Sign, how are you
I
going
am
with putting
not.
trolleys back yet?
With what?
How are you going with putting trolleys back correctly yet?
What's a trolley?
Shopping cart, you fucking...
Why would I put anything with a train? You dumb Australian.
no, to be fair, in America, trolleys are a single car train that
Oh, but
runs
that's a-
on
that's a
slow
tram.
tracks.
That's
Yeah.
that's a tram for us, so...
Well, no, I would say the trolley is a specific, like,
Yeah, 'cause
it's a
we call it
specific car.
Yeah. Because here we call it shopping trolley, not shopping cart.
Yeah, well, as we all know, in Australia, everything's wrong anyway, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, our alcoholism isn't.
No, I'm
Um,
pretty sure that's wrong as well.
No,
That's
you have
No,
super
you're-
alcoholism.
you're definitely wrong on that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure how you handle alcohol in general in that country of yours is just wrong.
The only
Yep.
thing
Selling wine by the boot.
Oh, God. The only
One
thing
by the bag, thank you very much.
the only thing that Australia got right was letting Char nuke it.
True,
Oh.
true.
Excuse me, we also sold exploding trees to California. We did that right.
Okay, yeah, you did that right. I'll
No,
give you
not
that.
exploding trees.
Good
You
job.
guys sold the ones that secrete oil.
Yes,
Which
but
is
then
different.
they explode.
No,
some
no, no,
point
no.
in the game.
That's a different tree.
Yeah.
They did both.
No, there is two different trees.
Different,
One
there is
tree
two.
excretes oil, and the other tree explodes. Very different.
When you
trees.
combine them,
I'm sure
You get
there's
a
some
good
mad
time.
lad out there trying to breed the two together.
Crossbreed them.
when we finally do succeed in getting those two trees to produce a viable crossbreed, that will
Yes.
actually be when the first dungeon opens up. The system will
True,
be
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
man,
recognize
you guys
the
are
hybrid.
just
Yeah.
insane.
You know, that would actually be really funny if you think about it. Like, you know, game system online, all of Australia gets turned into a singular dungeon
Yes.
because of the
so-
danger rating.
So I actually have there's a story on Royal Road. I read part of it. I think I read the first 4 or 5 chapters and was like, this is not good enough for me to continue reading. It's
Sure.
fine, but it's not amazing. Where
Mm.
the first dungeon in the world opens in the Australian boonies, and it's about this guy who lives in the Australian boonies and his family being the first
Mm.
people to get access to the dungeon. And
Uh-huh.
it starts off really sweet because his wife is dying of cancer, and he's like, I have to find a way to get my wife into the system so I can give her a health potion to cure cancer.
Okay.
It's like,
yeah,
nice.
that's fair.
I'm
Fair.
like, fine. Like I said, I don't remember what it was. It was fine. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either.
Yeah, it's, normal.
Mid.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, fuck Autism Speaks. Hate those people so much. They actively campaign against any research into curing autism.
Yes, don't you know
Like,
autism
They
is
actually
silent?
use donation money to prevent research into autism.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
That's fucking vile.
Yes.
Yes.
When I say I hate things,
There's usually a reason, yeah.
I have good reasons. Let's read this already. I've been edging this story for the better part of an hour. Yeah, okay, let's get into it. Anyway, so
keep
in
edging.
the first sentence, it's an AI story. You can goon now.
All right. Do I have a ChatGPT on my bingo then?
Oh, I didn't even bother with my bingo tonight. I was like, listen, I
don't.
don't think we're getting anywhere
me neither.
productive.
I do not. I don't even
game
have Spine
system.
L. System.
Go ahead and mark off system. Yep.
Do not have that.
And to see, do I have ChatGPT? I do not have ChatGPT. Unfortunate. Anyway, so let's see if we're flashbanged by words. Now that
Oh, God.
So the real reason why I was stalling for so long with these various topics is I was waiting for the medicine I took to kick in earlier. So now that my throat isn't in a constant state of nasal drip and I can actually speak without, fucking ruining myself, we're gonna start reading the story. Because I'm sure we're gonna get into something that's gonna fucking set me off again. Because, I'm really starting to warm up to calling the next podcast the final crash out.
It'll end when Sneaky finally loses it.
No. That's the joke. Is that we'll have Final Crash Out Episode 1, Final Crash Out Episode 2, Final Crash Out Episode... We're just gonna Final Fantasy this shit. If they can get away with it, so can I.
I see.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Hell, and even this FFTC9K or whatever is the equivalent to their Mystic Quest, so yeah.
the really obscure thing that no one paid attention to.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's talking about, unfortunately.
I'm not the type to wake up groggy. I'm one of those people who wake up and get up, no dithering. By the way, there is a M dash right on there. Coffee in hand, cigarette in mouth, don't judge, and kids seriously don't smoke. So that is not only an random author's note, that's also a 3 things. That go get 'em morning switch has served me well in more ways than I care to admit. And honestly, myself, I'm kind of a mix of both. Is if I had a good night's sleep last night, which is to say, like, I drank or passed out from exhaustion, yeah, I'll just wake up and be ready to go. But if, like, I kind of slowly drifted to sleep or didn't sleep enough hours, I will, like, wake up and be like, I kind of just want to sit in my bed for the next 2 hours and do nothing and be in this partial state of awareness. So, it really is a dice roll.
I don't know. Like, for me, listen, it takes me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes to fall asleep. That, of course, sweet, blissful blackness where I have no thoughts, no memories, and I cease to exist as a functioning living being. And then, roughly 5 minutes before my alarm, I wake up, and that's it. I'm up, I'm ready to go. Unless I'm sick. Like, that's it. It's like, all right. We
so
get
you're
up
telling
out of the
me
bed.
the days you aren't chemically balanced?
Yes.
I see. Today, wait, God, is that sand? That single grainy realization slapped the sleep out of me. I sat up too fast, M dash, way too fast, M dash, and my skull sloshed like someone had taken and melted my brain and then poured it right back in. The world tilted. I leaned sideways and emptied my stomach into the grit. Sand. Why is it sand? The air was so dry, it bit my tongue. Now, with a generous top note of vomit, I pressed my palms to my eyes and groaned. Something was wrong. Not a late for work wrong, M dash, cosmic wrong. Behind my lids, white hot flashes stuttered, M dash, memories except twisted at the edges. Doubled like bad film. Graduation, paycheck, guard shot by blaster, my first job, speeder bike flying past me. A word drifted through my head, uninvited. Frack.
Is it a job if it's slavery?
So he's saying that he's getting 2 memories, one of him being on Earth and one of him being a slave, and where in one memory he got his first paycheck and a job, and in the second set of memories he's got caught up in a drive-by.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, skill issue.
Can't have shit on Tatooine.
Yeah.
I hadn't said it out
I mean-
loud. M-dash, it just appeared. Frack. Since when was that in my vocabulary? And M-dash, blaster? Speeder bike? The confusion pitched my stomach again. Mercy of mercies, there was nothing left to eject except my dignity. Actually, you speak like someone who's never repetitively thrown up before.
Yeah,
Right,
I was
you'll
gonna say,
Mm.
there
That's a-
will continue to be things. In fact, having nothing in your stomach is actually significantly worse than having
Because
something.
then it's just bile.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you, that
That it.
Sucks.
oof,
There is nothing worse than unsoluble stomach acid
oh,
coming up through your mouth, completely unsaturated with anything, freshly made, burning at every organ and flesh bit possible.
And then it goes
And
up
knowing-
your nose.
That every single time you retch, your stomach will happily replace all of the stomach acid it just lost.
Yep.
Yup.
gleefully go, here's some more.
Oh, I didn't realize we used it. Here's some more. Oh, we used it again? Damn, we're using so much today. Here's even more.
Yep. Yeah.
It's your
Stop.
favorite, buddy. I refilled your stock.
Also, another fun little fact is that human stomach acid is one of the most hostile to organic compounds known to man.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That shit is vile.
It will fuck you up.
So, I rolled away from the mess and flopped onto my back. That is a...
No.
If you are puking-
No.
That is a terrible decision.
Yeah.
That's how you
Stay on
drown.
your right side. There's a safety position for a reason taught in schools.
Best plan my rattled brain could produce. Actually, when you are in the fits of a puking fugue, your brain will actively try and roll you on its side. That you kind of just curl up into a fucking ball
Fetal
naturally.
position.
Yeah. Rolling on your back is a conscious choice of retards. I rolled away from the mess and flopped on my back. Deep breaths, keeping my eyes shut, hide from that hateful, pitiless sun clawing at my eyelids. Isn't stomach acids HCl? Yes, and HCl,
Yes.
undiluted HCl is like an 8 out of 10 on the scale of stomach acid, on a scale of acids.
It's bad.
It's really bad. Like, of the naturally occurring acids you could ever encounter in the world, it's one of the worst acids you can encounter.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a fucking
If there's
angry
worse,
liquid. Oh yeah, obviously there's worse. I mean, it's a fucking 10 scale.
Like, yes, there's worse, but not much worse.
Yeah, not much.
Naturally occurring, of course. I mean, obviously there's probably hundreds of artificially created acids far worse than HCl.
I'm sorry, someone just sent me something. Why, Sony, how can you be this stupid?
It's
Look
so
at this footage. Look at this footage from our boy, Gendy Tartovsky. Which, by the way, one of the best animators ever. Like, he's responsible for the Clone Wars, the original 2D Clone Wars. So
I
he's
can,
like, we don't
I
think
can
there's a market for
instantly.
this.
The assassin jumping out instantly reminded me of that.
Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah, I would
Samurai
say-
Jack.
it's-
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, no. Like the amount of hang on, let me pull up the list of credits this man has because the amount of stuff that he's done
I
that
do
is
have to
part of your
say-
childhood.
I do have
Oh,
to
I'm
say,
aware.
giant armored suits of men catching someone in their fist and throwing them is really peak for me.
Yes.
That's pretty badass.
I was like, listen, I don't know why we have like a space marine fighting a ninja, but I'm very much here for it.
Right.
But yeah, like Samurai Jack,
Soulsborne
Star Wars:
ass
The Clone
fight.
Wars. Yes. Dexter's Lab. Like,
Powerpuff Girls.
oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls. All of them. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Like, listen, this man is part of your childhood. You don't know it,
Yes.
but this man is part of your childhood.
This man
I mean,
basically
how could
is
you
your
not know
childhood.
it?
Massive
I mean, to
amounts
be
of
fair,
people
I
throwing
would
them
say, for
around,
what
a
it's worth, he
representation
also
for
did
sneaky.
he
True.
directed Hotel Transylvania, which is actually a pretty good. Like, it's not amazing, but it's pretty good. He directed Johnny Bravo.
Mavis is
No,
the best part
Yeah.
of Transylvania.
Sign, shut your mouth. We know why you're saying that.
I mean, that
Gosh, yes.
animation is pure. That is a pure animation right there. I can't believe. You know what? I actually can totally understand that the Sony studio would be skeptical about its ability to attract an audience. Because let me just pull this up here. So they are headquartered in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, everyone saw that one coming, and you might start understanding why they would look at something as magnificent as that animation reel, and they would go, I don't know if this has an audience. It's
Because
too
they like
toxically
Cal
masculine.
art.
Yeah, because they
Not
like
the
cow
two.
arts.
I would say, meanwhile, we have the wonder that is Mr. Tarkovsky here with just like, first of all, it's just such clean animation. Like, I'm not saying the man doesn't hit some of the same notes that he hits very frequently.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. He's got a
guess what?
style.
When he's hitting when the notes he's hitting are pure and fantastic, I don't need him to hit other notes.
Yeah.
Listen. This man is the reason that Obi-Wan Kenobi got into a speeder bike jousting fight where he routinely did the Akira slide. I don't need anything else.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, Sign! Have you not seen that? Oh my God, hang on.
He said
I've
nice.
seen parts of that.
Okay, yeah,
Parts of the
but
Clone Wars animated.
you can't sit here and say that iodine makes a worse acid when you pair it with fucking oxygen and hydrogen.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Oh, hey guys, did you know when you pair something with a nitrogen chain, it explodes? Yeah, no shit.
Really? No.
Also, it looks like that iodinic acid you're talking about here is a weak acid.
Yeah. Also, I know that I linked a 3-minute clip, but listen, it has clones jousting
Yeah,
against
it was a solid clip.
HK-47. I don't
Yeah.
know how much. I don't know why Gendy decided that Star Wars needed to have the coolest possible version of Asher Militarum Rough Riders, but he did, and it's money.
So I just want you guys to know, here is the front page of Sony Animation right now. You don't need oxygen, just hydrogen. Yeah, but oxygen's a hell of a oxidizer, as they say.
Ugh.
To really put the burn on anything organic, oxygen is
Yeah, how about we go back to watching Clone Wars? How about that?
Yeah, so that's the front page of Sony Animation. I can't imagine why they might not think Black Knight is it. I can't imagine why. They might not like Black Knight.
You got no idea, huh?
Yeah, no idea why that might be.
Oh my God, I forgot how much Gendy made the clone bikes look like horses, and he made the separatist bikes look like wolves.
The gun of Demacules. Oh God.
Oh yeah, no. This is also the guy who made what is unquestionably the best Grievous scene ever.
There's also the best Mace Windu scene.
Yes. Oh, poor Obi-Wan
Like-
getting punched.
Like, oh, this is unquestionably one of the best demonstrations of what Force telekinesis could fucking do.
I mean, here's the
If,
thing.
you know.
Even here in this scene, like, look, one of the only people I know who, like, got the Force and did it correct is this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, listen, this is kind of like the start of his animation journey, and he didn't have the most budget, so not everything here is fantastic, but it's still great.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like how back in the day you would see the stick fight arena where various artists would come in and show off their animation skills with the stick fights, and it wasn't like your character beating the other character that made you win. It was more people voting, because obviously each animator would animate their character winning the fight against the other animator, and so it was actually a popularity contest. Yeah. And there was a lot of animators out there that were really rough, but had the spirit and soul that made people go, "Oh, damn! Like this is really good. All you got to do is like really polish up the skills, and you're good."
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, again, so much of what he did was great. There's also one that I didn't see listed under his credits. Oh yeah, this is from 2019. Not a lot of people have heard about this one, but it's called Primal: Tales of Savagery. And it's just a super buff caveman beating the shit out of prehistoric creatures.
Wait, is that the one with the caveman who travels around with a little T-Rex?
Yes.
I've seen part of that.
The whole thing is just,
Where?
it's so silly, but it's fantastic. Oh yeah, I forgot about the giant bat. The decidedly non-prehistoric giant vampire bats.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's Gendy, so. But listen, we'll let it go because
Alright.
it's cool, but.
Yes.
Yeah, just, I mean, honestly, truly, like, anything the man's animated or directed, it's pretty much always a banger. Also,
All right,
Sign.
time to just drop a bomb right there and leave that chat again. All right, Sign. Well, you'll have to clean that up in about 30 minutes.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Everything.
Oh God. Yeah. By the way, Sign. At some point, you will need to work in speeder bike jousting.
Of course, as one does.
Speeder bike jousting.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Listen. Gendy did it. You have 3 minutes of material.
Hey, look, honestly, you could probably pull some shit off of, like, both commanders are fucking retarded and are just living out their war fantasies. And so that's why there's jousting going on, is because they're each, like,
Fair.
telling their troops to do stupid shit so they can live out their war fantasies.
Listen. You cannot tell me that salaryman Tanya isn't going to be like a kid in a candy store when someone tells them there's exploding lances and they need to get on the speeder bike.
We can joust? Yes! Of course, then it's more like, what do I need a bike for? I am the speeder.
Hey, listen. There's also comedy value. Tanya starts out on the speeder bike. Speeder bike gets wrecked. Tanya's already flying forward.
Then wait a minute. Why isn't she falling? Oh shit! Oh shit!
Tanya's over there like, you fool. The speeder bike was merely my launch platform.
I always love my RPT. Rocket propelled Tanya.
Yes.
All right, well, let's keep going. We can't keep edging Toaster out here, can we?
I mean,
we
I think we
could.
can continue to
Man.
edge him for a significant period of time.
Not very true. Possibly true. Maybe true. Must be true.
Possibly for the entirety of time.
Abort catapult, indeed. Time stretched, rubbery minutes. No one gives a shit. Semicolons. No one fucking cares. Blah blah blah. I always loved it. I always loved this classic I'm gonna talk shit out of my ass phase that some authors get into of like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and suddenly start meditating, even though both of my lives previously had never meditated before, and I'm gonna sit here and organize my memories into two categories of memory types. Said no one who's ever dealt with their memories ever.
Yeah, no. No. That's not how the brain worky.
Oh sure, it works like that in very specific, hyper specialized niche groups of the population who have weird, mutations in their brain, allowing them to visualize their memories.
Yeah, congrats, you're not one of those.
Yeah, yeah. You have a higher chance of being a black female sniper in the Marines. Which, by the way, we calculated because so there was a fanfic story. This is relevant to fanfic, so it's okay. There was a fanfic story we found on QQ in where the author was talking about how they were a badass black female sniper in the Marines 40 years ago.
Bullshit.
And, yeah. And now they were isekai'd on their deathbed. Sorry, 60 years ago. Yeah, because they're on their deathbed now, so they're 80. And they lived till they were 80, and they died, in the hospital, passing away. And then they woke up in Worm with superpowers, not knowing, and knowing only what Worm was, because one of their grandkids read them Worm one time when they were in the hospital. Except
why
this time,
your grandkid hate you?
Why? Yeah, why would you do that to your grandparent?
Right. Only this time she's now 20 again and horny again, and the first people she meets are Nazis, and so she kills them instantly because she's a badass female black Marine sniper. Which, by the way, actually has a 0% chance of existing.
Yep.
Because it wasn't until 2015 did the Marines even let women join in combat roles.
Oh, yeah.
So you quite literally couldn't be a Marine sniper 60 years ago. Physically impossible. You were not allowed. And then after 2015, there is one black female Marine sniper in the entire army. Estimated.
So you're her.
I say estimated. So basically what we did was we calculated how many women typically join combat roles in the Marines. And then we calculated how many black people typically join the Marines. And then we calculated how many hypothetical black women from those two stats would then be in the Marines in a combat-facing role. And then
0.
from that, we calculated what's the average percentage of Marines that actually graduate into Marine snipers. And then we combined those two statistics, and due to all of the percentiles, it comes out to an average of 0 to 3 black female Marine snipers in the entire military. With 3 being a very generous allowance.
Not surprised.
So, Yeah. Yeah. The grandkid thought that a story where an aggressive black girl gets used as a thug by a paper pusher would be relatable to the sniper.
Ooh.
Ooh, damn. Can't
Spicy.
say anything
Okay.
against it. Can't
Me
see
searching
anything
for how
against
quickly
it.
we're going to get banned.
We're already banned.
It's too late. We're already banned. They referenced fighting in the Gulf War and Operation Desert Storm specifically. Yeah, which is
Bullshit.
pretty crazy because they would be like a 50-year-old black female Marine sniper at that point. Which, it's not how that works.
Does not exist.
That's not how that works.
They do not let you reach 50-year-old and do that.
Yeah.
No.
Also, typically, if you're 50 years old in the military when you joined when you were 20, you're probably gonna be a higher rank than a frontline combatant.
You're gonna be behind the desk.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to be a female sniper when being a sniper means being patient and quiet?
Oh my god. Guys, please stop.
No, so that reminds me of this really funny YouTube short I saw recently, because apparently it's been a trend recently with a bunch of my boyfriend can't
That's
do
why I wrote
X
that
or
down.
my girlfriend
I didn't
can't
actually
do
say that
Y.
loud. That was sneaky.
Yeah. My girlfriend can't do Y, my boyfriend can't do X stuff, like there was this chair one where you put the chair near the wall and then women can pick the chair up when they place their head on the wall because their center of gravity is different than a guy's. So guys can't lift the chair because of their muscle group movements while women can. But so this one guy posted a YouTube short of playing a game with my girlfriend. I told her that in this game, it was the only thing that women can't do. And so he lines them both
Is it
up
the
on
quiet
this
game?
chalk line. Yes, it was the quiet game. He lines them both up on the chalk line and then, does, counts down 3, 2, 1, and then puts his hands, he folds his hands in front of him and just stands there quietly. And she's trying to figure out what he's doing at first. She's looking him up and down and then trying to mimic his stance or something. She thought it was a shoulder thing at one point. And then she's like, "What are you doing? I don't understand what the game is. What are you doing? Why are you standing like that? Why He's trying so hard to not lose it. He's like, "See?"
Oh, just one.
They forgot the U.S. was not Russia during World War II. See, here's the thing, right, is the female Russian sniper brigade is massively overblown, and it's even by Russia's own admittance, too. It's not like, oh, we're counter-propagandizing it, and we're saying, oh, it's all lies. It's like, no, Russia themselves admitted, effectively, that,
They just made shit up.
No, they didn't make the people they say she killed did die, but there's no proof that she was the one that killed them. And they did admit that they did inflate the number of people she killed by attributing deaths to her that she didn't likely participate in. And
She might not have been in the area.
well, she might have been in the area, so then they used her being in the area as the excuse of, oh, she was the one that took the shot. But actually, she was kind of more used. A lot of women in World War II were used by Russia in the military forces. The women they did allow to enlist, they were used as a
Propaganda. Sneaky.
no,
Propaganda.
cum
Comfort women.
dumpsters.
Comfort
Holy
women.
fuck, dude. I'm trying not to say it on air.
Okay, well, look, the Russian army's doing that to the men right now, too. I mean, it's unfortunately very common practice for their the Russian army's leaders to whore out the newest private in the squad to...
I didn't think this stream would be a history lesson on the evolution of barrack bunnies, but hey, here we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, the classic. Yes, I'm not going to say any of those things out loud, so you don't have to worry about that one. But that one is, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical commie stuff. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it typical commie stuff because I mean it happens very frequently in the American military too. Is So something that I know happened when we were in Afghanistan the first time is that we had mixed units at first, and then all the women kept getting pregnant magically. And so they were like, "Oh, we need to separate the men and the women," and
Can't
then
do that. That's segregation.
No, they did do it. They did do it, and well, it decreased the frequency of the entire barracks simultaneously getting pregnant. But it didn't really affect the percentage of pregnancies. And the other thing the U.S. military found out is that women snuggled each other more than men snuggled them.
Yeah, okay. Women in the military who would
Sign,
have
how about you just
testosterone
stop?
rate.
And it wasn't even like, oh, women are like 55%. It was something like women were 75 to 80% of all struggle snuggles taking place on base against other women.
Wow. That's,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
That is something.
And then on top of that, you also had the classic commander of the base whoring out various women in exchange for giving them better positions in the administrative branch.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because,
So, overall integration of women into the frontline forces was a total failure, but the U.S. military can't admit that because they've spent
decades and
billions
billions
saying
of dollars.
otherwise. Yeah.
Well, I said billions, more like millions.
And there's
They
also
spent
like
a lot of money.
if they admitted it, there's a shit ton of the upper brass that would be heavily under investigation, which of course incentivizes them to never admit that any of that's taking place.
Oh yeah, they'd be in trouble.
Like, we're talking a massive amount of the upper brass would be investigated. So, yeah. So it's as much as I would love to make fun of Russia and be like, oh, it's a commie thing. It's unfortunately it's just a military thing, and it's why historically we kind of separated men and women. One of the many reasons.
That moment when Azuma becomes a general and exposes all military secrets to become TikTok famous.
That's going to happen eventually. That is going to happen eventually.
I'm just saying the Imperium was correct. You have all male regiments and all female regiments. And unless you have someone like Caiaphas Cain to keep things under control, you don't mix them.
Well,
you also got to get rid of social media. Toaster? What? No, that face does not give us confidence. Toaster? That face doesn't give us confidence.
There will be no struggle snuggling in the Tanya fix.
Zero.
At least not the non-lewd ones. If he decides to get inspiration and write with one hand another Tanya fic, that's on him.
I
If he ever
mean,
tries that, I would never let him live it down.
We don't let him live his
if
right
I'm
down.
whoa, oh shit. No, if I'm not getting paid for it, if I'm doing it on my own, then
I would never let you live it down.
We already don't let him live
you
down
wouldn't let me
single
live
stories
down
and territories.
Tanya
Sorry.
doing
Yeah, I already don't let you
smuggling.
live down a bunch of other shit, and this is gonna go on the book.
It
Add
too
to
will
the
be in the
list.
book. Also, man, I forgot. Like I timestamped it for the start, but this entire fight of Anakin versus Ventress, it's like I know where Yendi
What?
spent the entire budget.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, I think one of the things that I liked most about the Clone Wars is no one talks. Like,
Yeah.
everything that gets rarely do people talk.
Yeah, very
the
little
things
dialogue.
that get communicated
Yeah.
are all by facial expression and emoting.
Music.
And there are sound effects, of course, but
anyway, so let's continue with this story. Like I said, I told you this story is probably gonna make me pop off in 9 fucking different directions, from just like it's like an episode of CinemaSins, where the further you get into the trailer, the faster the sins start racking up.
yeah.
I miss Cinema Sins.
I miss it when they were funny.
Yeah.
They stopped being funny a long time ago. I think they're still doing it. They're just not funny anymore. That does look pretty good. Well played, Lou. Well played. I grunted something eloquent like, "Ugh, I was a slave. I was a runner. The server, blah, blah, blah. Darker appetites, wasn't spectacular, lucky me. Mother died, blah, 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 blah. Death came twice, blah, blah, blah. Frack indeed, twin sons, blah, blah, blah. Star Wars. This didn't make any sense. If anything, I would have expected the 21st century life, parents, blah, 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 to be the dream. But no, that was solid real. The slave life was real too, but different. I could feel it. I wasn't meek. I was me, 21st century me. Wow. Yeah, guys, can you imagine, one half of you is a 24-year-old 21st century enjoyer, and the other half of you is a fucking 8-year-old slave? I wonder which personality wins.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Pretty tricky.
Nah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really sorry to burst your bubble about this, author, but I can pretty much tell the author immediately knows nothing, because the kindest method of slave control that was on Tatooine was what Watto did, which was where he put a bomb in their molars.
Right, yeah.
I thought he had a bomb collar on them.
No. He specifically had a bomb basically buried in their jaw. And
go ahead and mark off author knows nothing and sign L.
Yeah, if they got too far,
L?
basically if you got too far away from the control rod, or you went too long with that, right? There's 20 different triggers for it. None of which will come up as long as you are regularly around the magic stick.
Damn,
it'll just blow your jaw out.
Damn, I really don't have a single bingo square at all other than drinking.
That's rough, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. But that was one of the kindest because it wasn't particularly obtrusive, and 90% of the time you could forget about it. Unless you were thinking about trying to leave, then you probably remember that, oh yeah, there's a bomb in my teeth. Compared to stuff like what the Hutts did, or other people who did have bomb collars.
Me
You
about
know.
to remember I've got a bomb in my teeth, but I'm ADHD and I just forget because something interesting went past me.
Hey, Atin, I'm gonna attack you directly.
Uh-oh.
Fuck me. That's not just an Atin.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's
Why
not
you
just
gotta
an
come at me like that?
Yeah,
Why
that's
you
not
gotta
just an
come at
Atin,
me
I'm
like that?
sorry.
That's not just an Atin. I think that's life now.
Oh,
Yep,
hey,
that's
speaking of which,
everybody.
actually, that just reminded me of my comment today.
Yeah, or I felt it as well.
This morning,
That is my response, Sneaky.
I choose violence indeed, yes.
I'm really
yes,
not sure when Kermit picked up the gat, but we should all be concerned.
true. But yeah, so this morning, I was trying to investigate why exactly Take-Own was occupying 60% of the computer's CPU strength. I was concerned about it a little bit. I checked in with the SOC team in the alt chat, just being like, hey guys, should I be concerned that Take-Own is running rogue with 60% of the CPU? And they're like, no, you're probably fine. I'm like, okay. And then someone links me Process Explorer from SysUtils, right? And I'm like, okay, I already knew about this, but thanks. And they're like, yeah, just be very careful with this. As a tier 1, you should just use it to explore the process. You should never modify or try to modify anything. It's a very dangerous thing to do. You can fuck shit up. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. Whenever anything gets hard, I always give my silliest hand grenades spoon first to the nearest tier 2.
As one should do.
They did not have a response for that because they all knew it was true. Here, hold this hand grenade. Cling.
I got you a present. You're not gonna like it.
The present's a hand grenade. But yeah. Oh yeah. Also, today I had the fun interaction with my manager. Just reminded me where he was like, "Hey, Sneaky, you haven't touched your tasks from the past couple of days. I need you to really work on all of these tasks as soon as you possibly can." Oh yeah. Also, by the way, I've added more tasks from the queue into yours. Thanks, manager. I really appreciate you acknowledging that I have dozens of untouched tasks because of my massively overloaded queue, and then you just gave me more.
Of course.
We also had a discussion earlier with him where he was like, hey, Sneaky, I noticed you're not doing a lot of the proactive tasks I've been assigning to you. I'm like, yeah, I've been kind of busy doing literally everything here, answering 3 times the number of phone calls of the rest of my fucking team. He's like, well, they need to be done, so you can take yourself off for a couple of hours to work on them. I'm like, bitch, every time I fucking do, you turn that off and put me back into the queue because no one's answering the phones.
Did you tell him that?
I'm in better wording. He said, I'll work on it. It's like, well, manager
No,
code
I'll
speak
work on
for
this.
not fucking happening.
Yep. Tell him you'll working on those tasks he wants done.
I did actually. I did. I said, well, yeah, I'll get to them. I want to be clear how old my proactive pool is at this point. I have tasks from the 1st of August in that pool that I have not done yet.
Oof.
Yeah. So I straight up told him, I was like, look, you can keep assigning me these proactives, but they're not getting done. you can keep assigning them to me. I'm not doing them. You want me to work on all these tasks? I have to do those first because you said I have to do them first, which means I can't do the proactives you're also assigning me. So you got to pick one here. I can't do
He wants you to be
everything.
in 2 places at once.
He wants me to be
Obviously.
in 4 places at once.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, so anyway, strangest part was the knowledge split. My slave self knew nothing of Star Wars, but my Earth self knew everything about Star Wars because I learned everything about Star Wars. I watched every movie, read every book, played every game, and read every comic. To me, Jedi weren't rumors. They were a mythology I could quote chapter and verse. The irony was sharp. The life that
say
should have
this as
taught
a
me about the
giant
Force
Star
left
Wars
me
fan.
ignorant.
That's really fucking sad.
Yeah, true.
Like, I say that as an unquestionably massive Star Wars nerd. That's really sad, bro.
Yeah, well, some people
As
some people.
as a semi Star Wars fan, where I've played some games and watched the movies, I can tell you Revan is based, and that's about it.
Revan is based, yes, he's very based.
That's about it.
Revan did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
He also did a lot of funny stuff.
yeah, he got silly.
Yeah, like, listen, I think my favorite silly moment was when he decided to destroy a planet with a gravity well.
Yeah, as one does.
He got a little silly.
Listen, Revan got a little silly. There were a few friendly fire incidents, but statistically, his KD's still positive because he got way more of the enemy fleet than his own fleet.
Look, he only died twice.
No, 3 times.
True.
No, he died
My
3
bad.
times.
Yeah.
Or, well, I guess technically it's 5.
God, this is so cringe. Oh my god. So anyway, both lives are crammed into my head, now
Are we
tangled
counting
together.
ego death?
Yes, you should.
Then 5.
Yeah, I guess
Then
so,
5
yeah.
times.
Yeah. And now both lives are in my head. All the stories I obsessed over, and the dust and chains and bruises of being Jabba's property. It was all too vivid to dismiss and too sharp to ignore. So I made the assumption that fit. I was still my 21st century self, and the slave obviously died on the barge.
Wow.
What? But his memories stuck around for me to review because I felt more like my 21st century self. Yeah, so quite literally, this guy is sitting here thinking himself so smart for going, oh, yes, you see, the life I have 24 years of memories of is more strong than the life I have 8 years of memories of, which means, therefore, my life that I lived for only 8 years is the weaker life, and they passed on into the reincarnation cycle, and now I, the 24-year life, reign supreme.
It's a merger, you turd.
Even though, you know, he has access to all of their memories and their personality and everything, you know, he did know clearly, obviously, he alone stands the 21st century one.
Yes.
It was a constant porno, Luke. It's a
I wonder
classic
if, as an
content.
8-year-old slave, does he even know how to use a Star Wars version of a shower or a toilet?
Probably not.
No, most likely not. Well,
No, very likely not, because, you know, on Tatooine, you don't waste water on things like showers.
No.
well, no, they
Nah.
got sonic showers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But would the
Sonic
18-year-old get that?
showers.
No, they have regular. They do have regular shower.
They
Like,
have
Right,
regular
but not on
too, yes.
Tatooine, unless you're super rich.
Yeah.
it certainly,
Yeah.
certainly, the slave's not gonna have it.
No. Well, I don't know. They might want to keep the slaves clean for their personal use, you know?
Yeah, but then you use a sonic
No.
shower.
Ironically,
Yeah, obviously.
believe it or not, it's far more likely that because they're a slave, they're probably not even getting a sonic shower. They're probably taking a really nasty rag bath.
And Stein,
Ew.
Yeah.
the slave here is 8 years old. Your implication now was a bit oof. So
No. Sign is completely fair with the implication because the author went there first.
Yeah, no, the
They're-
author went there. This is not
They're
on sign.
With the huts. They're a
Uh,
child slave belonging to the huts. What do you think is happening?
he
blah
should have
blah
already been
blah
eaten.
blah 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 blah. Card pack at my feet. Oh God. I hate. So this is a recent fanon evolution of the Chaos Gotcha, and where instead of like a gamer system that's like you've unlocked a bronze card, it now instead of just getting a guaranteed power that no one can steal from you, they appear as in-universe tickets or cards that other people can take from you.
Oh, fuck that.
Exactly.
That's dumb.
Exactly. It's been a recent trend I've seen with the Chaos Gotcha stuff, where some of them are like, "Oh yeah, a card pack," and wouldn't it be really cool if like he got a good ticket and then someone stole it from him and got the power instead?
No. No, that would not be cool.
Yeah.
That would be frustrating as fuck.
Yeah. Especially because, unlike, Celestial Grimoire, where just writing more words always guarantees you more powers, things like Chaos Gotcha, you only have so many things you can make a ticket for. Like, you can only meet Anakin once. You can only meet all of the named characters once. Once you run out of named characters, that's not a source of tickets anymore. Once you run out of
Also-
named planets, that's not a source of tickets anymore.
A lot of those powers, even the lower tier quote unquote powers, can
Yeah.
be super fucking OP and not something you would want to deal with as
Yeah.
an adversary.
Right?
Having.
Exactly.
I feel like this story is going the route like I brought up, where the author has the character beat 3 cannon fodder and gives him the highest, like one of the high level tickets. Like, I feel like this is just going to turn into a power wank where, oh no, an enemy took a good ticket. Now I get a power wank so that I can eventually beat them easily.
Maybe.
In Aura Farm.
There was a card inside. The pack was bronze. It said Chaos Gotcha, bronze, Chaos Gotcha, bronze. I've never heard of the Chaos Gotcha or bronze. Curiosity or madness made me tear it open. Inside there was one card, bronze like the wrapper. On the back of the card it said, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. Reward, wake up on
fuck you.
Tatooine and start your adventure. Flipping it over was on the front of the card confused me. Novice shooting. You now have basic firearms handling. What?
You know, that's
Before
not
I
bad.
could even process this, it shimmered and vanished, and then knowledge flooded into my mind, and I now knew how to shoot things. A magic card that granted knowledge. Waking up on Tatooine with memories, this was a lot to take in. So instead of getting out of the fucking deathly double suns of Tatooine, I decided to sit back on the sand dunes and think about my life.
Yes. Because you're working on your tan.
Yeah, your immediate sun poisoning tan.
Ugh.
Now, to be fair, that would be pretty funny, Phoenix. Is if you're just like you're walking along, you bump into someone, you say sorry, and then in your pocket like a fucking ticket appears, gold ticket, met Darth Plagueis, and you're just like, what do you mean?
No, met Darth Plagueis
May I-
and survived.
Yeah, it
POV
survived.
changed. POV changed. Jabba's guard. Hey, that slave sitting in dunes doing nothing. Grab the whips.
Yes.
It took me a long time to consider moving again. Really? You sat out in the sun for hours, just baking there with no water.
Fucking apparently.
I was in the middle of the Dune Sea with no water, no food. I had no idea how I would survive. Was the Chaos Gotcha
Then why
a
are you
one-off?
sitting in the sun?
Step 1, stand up. Step 2, move. Step 3, something survival. Right. I had to move. So I got up and started walking. And then I walked. And
And I
it
walked
made
some
me
more.
really think about what Chaos Gotcha was. The name offered hints, but not clarity. Chaos meant disorder, and Gotcha was a game where you got rewards randomly. If you put disorder and random rewards together, I guess that means you get rewards from doing stuff. I sighed. One point of data wasn't a line. I'll have to take this one step at a time. See, this is proof to me that whoever wrote this is a fucking beyond midwit. They think themselves so smart for being like, I got a power from something called the Chaos Gotcha. And if chaos means disorder and gotcha means you get stuff, then that means I get stuff from doing stuff. Oh my god, I'm so smart.
Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
It actually doesn't mean you get stuff from doing random stuff. In fact, if you didn't know what Chaos Gotcha was, and you just randomly got a power from something called the Chaos Gotcha, the implications of the Chaos Gotcha would be you randomly got a power for no reason. It is chaotic. There is not an order to it.
I would say
Now, if you got a second one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's more likely that if if I'm walking down the street and I see a pack of cards and I pick it up and it's from the Chaos Gotcha and it tells me that I got the ability to shoot lightning out of my fingers, I wouldn't go, I need to go meet famous people. I'd be like, well, I'm probably never getting this again. At least I can yell unlimited power.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is like with that single data point, and all you have is, okay, so I randomly can just shoot things now. I wouldn't be like, oh, well, clearly I need to go do things and meet people and go to places to get more powers. I'd be like, okay, so I kind of just have to hope another one of these cards appears.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you could go, well, maybe I could test this and see if I can.
Oh, well, no, obviously. But obviously, I would go out and try and provoke the system into doing something.
Yes.
But
do things, yes.
I'm not going to sit there and be like, ah, yes, I have deduced by the fact that the word chaos is in front of gotcha. That means that I must go learn skills and meet people to gain more powers. What? Like, but the most baffling part is that he got the card for being on Tatooine. Not for meeting people or knowing something or doing something. He got it for being in a place. Which means your only data set right now is that you get gotcha cards when you go to different planets. Not learning things, meeting people, or doing things. That makes no sense. That's a completely chaotic mental leap that has no data set to justify.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a complete midwit situation where you think you're so fucking smart. Oh, I figured it out. I know how to make my character figure out the gotcha system. He's just gonna sit there and think about the word chaos for a bit, and then suddenly he'll just know.
Yeah, it's.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Why couldn't I have woken up rich on Coruscant? Why wasn't I a Jedi? That would have been actually fun.
Bro,
you probably
you've been handed a
person then. You'd probably be
you've been handed a magical you've been handed a magical power in the Star Wars universe. Like, You
Yeah.
can always listen. The vast majority of sentient life in the universe can use the Force. Maybe not super well, but you can use it.
Yeah.
It can be trained,
Yeah.
It is in
Yeah,
fact
even if you can't use it well right now.
yeah, it is in fact a pool. Unlike most other magic systems, it is explicitly an expandable, trainable pool. Like the only other system I know of that's as rewarding for personal effort is like Naruto Chakra and D&D Wizard.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, even
Um,
DxD Magic, because people just don't put the effort because they're lazy and live forever.
No, I wouldn't
least
say
Devil
DxD Magic. No, because the problem is with DxD magic systems is that there isn't actually any canon information about any of them that gives a concrete basis to make suppositions off of. Now, obviously, because
no.
you're the author and you can just invent shit and say, well, this is the foundation and this is how it works. And I'm not really going to fucking contradict you because, A, you're filling in blanks that the original author was too retarded to think of. And B, well, you're trying to write a DxD story, you're going to need all the leniency you can get.
Yeah. I guess the other thing technically, what is it? Espers or whatever they're called in
Yeah.
Oh, so an index? Yeah.
Well, I would say I say index, but the
That's
only thing
Espers.
anyone really cares about is
Railgun.
railgun. So
Yeah.
Raildex.
Mikasa.
Mikasa, yes.
listen. I didn't know that I was going to find the tiny little perverted teleporting lesbian to be an indispensable part of my childhood. However,
Are you saying you regret having a pocket teleporting lesbian?
no, I'm saying I'm annoyed that I don't have one.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Especially because it's one who uses offensive teleportation competently. What if I teleported a needle into your skin?
Dude.
Telefrag.
Please don't.
Have you ever considered what would happen if a peanut occupied the same space as your heart?
No,
I'd
you
rather
should.
not.
I heavily endorse you consider that before you continue talking with me.
No, but isn't she kind of I hate to use anything wild bow related, but isn't she like Mantin limited? Like she can just teleport the needles really fast. She can throw them and then teleport them 0.01 inches away from you and then let it go into you.
When it comes to index, the answer is yes, but no. Mantin limitation in index, because there is Mantin limitation in index, to use Wild Bow's terminology. That actually comes from mindset, because all of the Esper powers are purely mindset, and that was the whole thing behind the 10,000 Mikasa project, is that the reason why they were doing the 10,000 Mikasa project against acceleration in the first place was because they wanted to put him into a combat scenario that would induce a change in mindset that would make his Esper power more effective.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yes, that's also a system where like continuously exercising the power as you like train with it and think of new ways to use it and change your mindset about it does directly reward you with additional power.
Also, knowing a fuckload of maths helps as well.
Also, as far as Star Wars goes, you don't even need a lot of power to do some of the wilder shit as long as you're willing to try things. Like Mind Trick canonically is supposed to be stupid easy. So is the animal equivalent Beast Trick.
Well, that's because Mind Trick effectively. That's because Mind Trick effectively is not just like you wave your hand and they go, "Oh, I'm stupid now." It's a combination of making yourself seem more trustable. It's slightly inhibiting their greater thought process. It's a whole combination of things that you can honestly pretty much accomplish by getting them drunk, wearing a uniform that they recognize, and acting like you belong there. So it's not it's not a massive reach like stopping a blaster bolt midair is.
Yeah, but right.
No,
I
that's
think
too
the other
many
thing
myths.
Stein's pointing out is that it's not just that it's not like a complex thing.
Right.
It's also like a very stopping a blaster bolt takes a lot of force mojo. Making
Yes,
that
right,
dude look over getting somebody with the
That's
force
super
equivalent
cheap.
of look over there.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that it's like mind trick is a combination of a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of applications, and so it's not like it takes a lot of effort because it's sort of like Aragon. It's sort of like Aragon style of like mind trick is aorta snap. It's like, well, yeah, actually, in reality, snapping someone's aorta doesn't take a lot of effort if you could just reach through their chest and pinch their aorta. But you
Yeah.
can't normally because there's a chest in the way. But, much like with Mind Trick, it's actually not that difficult to make someone look over there. Like, quite literally, to make someone look in a direction, all you have to do is make eye contact with them and then look in that direction, and they'll instinctively want to turn their head to see what you're looking at.
Yeah, possibly add some widened eyes or quick head movements, something to induce a sense of urgency.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's not like Mind Trick really's got to be pulling heavy weight. There's a lot that Mind Trick is already based in normal things.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it's like your base. Like, how do I say this? Like your really basic stuff, like telekinesis.
Right.
That's not now. Obviously, there is no try, only do. But since your brain has a lot to say about that, yes, it takes a lot of force mojo to pull the Star Destroyer down because your brain is still registering how much mass it is compared to pull the glass of water to me.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's also just a factor of disbelief. Because faith in the Force is a major factor. Because Sith do belief in the self, Jedi do belief in the Force, but the average disbelief of someone, and that's why they have to get to the kids when they're really young, is because if you grow up to your 20s and you are Force sensitive, you're pretty much going to be set in how you think. And it's kind of like a Han Solo who's Force sensitive and could have become a Jedi. Maybe not a powerful one, but could have become a Jedi. But because he never got found, because of the lifestyle he lived, his Force sensitivity turned into a preternatural sense of flying and luck when it came to timing.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was a really good pilot. And so the Force helped him be a really good pilot.
Yeah, it is one of those catch-22s because if he hadn't had at least some talent as a pilot, he wouldn't have believed he was a good pilot, which the Force wouldn't, right? Which with like you said, a preternatural danger sense, and even if they're not like Jedi reflexes, certainly reflexes that are faster than most schmucks.
Which is enough.
All right, remember, as far as Han goes, remember, this is the guy who was effectively driving an 18-wheeler, snuck up behind.
Yes, but you have to keep in
badass in the world. Flying a fighter plane.
The problem is you have to keep in mind perspective. Perspective is always very important. In that, as far as Han's concerned, the 18-wheeler is something he's always been driving. That was the car he started driving. Like it's like someone who goes from driving a compact to a truck. They feel the difference in everything they do all the time. And Han never flew anything else. Canonically, the first thing he ever flew was basically the fucking Falcon. And he always flew the fucking Falcon. And so there was never
other
really
than spending some time in the Naval Academy,
yeah,
wherein, let's be clear, he kicked just about everyone's ass and graduated top of his class, and then went, I forget exactly what it was. It's like his first deployment when he's in a shuttle is, okay, we're gonna go kidnap Wookiee slaves, and Han was like, I guess I'm deserting.
Yeah, but point being is that like, and also that almost made it worse is because he grew up driving the 18-wheeler, got into a sports car, smoked everyone, and was like, "Damn, this is so fucking easy. Like, this is stupid. Like everyone else is stupid. I'm so good at this." And then
Yeah.
went back to the 18-wheeler and continued smoking everyone. So like, cognitively, he never really comprehended that there was something weird going on. And I'm just a great pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, right, because he started speeder bike
I'm not good.
racing. He started speeder bike racing at like, canonically, I think he's like 9.
He was single digits.
Mhm.
Yeah, like he's like 9 when he first wins a speeder bike race. So yeah, even with some force help, Han Solo is in fact just that good. So then, yeah, he goes to the Naval Academy and he's been flying, right? He's been driving around grandma's 4-door sedan and someone gives him a Lambo and he's like, I really am the best.
This shit's so fucking easy.
Yeah. To be fair, Han Solo's experience and how he started, the only person that had an equal start to him was Anakin, who was known as the best pilot in the entire Republic. So
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I will say, technically speaking, in terms of best dog fighter, both of them do technically lose to not Pash. It's an Alderaanian. Tycho Selchuk.
Yeah.
Technically, Tycho is not a force user. He is just a freak.
Yeah.
No, like
Fair.
at one point, I think it was like Luke Skywalker is like reading his mind while he's in the middle of a dog fight, and Luke goes, "What the fuck?" Luke's sitting there like, what do you mean he's not a Jedi? What do you mean he's not force sensitive? He's got like 400 different thought processes going. He's literally 100 moves ahead of everybody else. What do you
Bro's
mean
just
this
built
man is
different.
not force sensitive?
Yeah, bro's just built
They
different.
had to nerf him.
Just good.
Force had to nerf him.
Yeah, the Force saw him and was like, "Shit, I gotta nerf this guy."
The Force was like, I absolutely cannot let this man.
Look,
Bro
we
was a
don't
draw
want to
25 in
outshine our
an Uno
chosen
game.
one.
Yeah.
No.
Look. Here's what you need to know about how good this guy is. He survived 5 years as a TIE pilot.
Oof.
Woo.
Damn.
Like, I'm trying to find the quote. It's like something about like his mind is his mind has as many thought processes as a kraken has tentacles. Was like
Nice.
what somebody said. It's like, oh, sure. So he's just invincible.
So anyway, the
Easy
main
multitasking.
character of this story proceeds to get another bronze card. The reason why he got another bronze card is survived your first day.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
and-
it's a fairly standard reward.
And you know
or
what he
a
got?
milestone.
Direwolf. Yeah, that's right. On the desert planet, he got a direwolf. He doesn't have food
Wow,
or water.
Oh,
That's gonna go well for him.
I think he's gonna eat the direwolf, guys.
That wolf exists for like 30 minutes, not even. under two
We're about to have a
seconds.
RimWorld moment. We're about to have like, oh, I love you, Jerry. Oh, snap, snack. Oh, you're so tasty, Jerry. Crying. Ate
How
without
much you want to
table.
bet that the AI was given a fucking Game of Thrones fic first as a base?
Maybe.
Turned into Star Wars.
But yeah, so anyway, he summons a direwolf. Who's a good giant woofoo? Who is bestest girl? You are. In my head, I could feel it. There was a toggle, a bond. I knew I could unsummon her.
Oh well, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, but you still got no food, so maybe not solved.
I felt like I had hope now. The Chaos Gotcha gave me a companion. A ride. How about I name you Fenrir? And then the wolf nodded, and
Oh
she's
my
like,
God,
he's like,
shut
oh,
up.
what? You can understand me. And then she
Fucking
nods
dumb.
again. Oh man, this is the best wolf ever. All right, not Fenrir then. How about Shadow? Lame. Too boring. Yes. Oh, okay. Then we'll name you Nyx, the god of shadow. Oh boy. Okay, you like
Fucking
that
dumb.
name? You're the bestest wolf ever.
Oh my god.
And then he unsummons it.
You're the bestest wolf ever.
Yes.
Back to the farm with you.
Back into the forever box.
Back to the Shadow Realm. Well,
Yay,
they're in-
Pokemon.
as you pointed out, they're in a desert with no food or water, and that is
Yeah.
not exactly the climate for a beast
Yeah.
made for the Arctic. If you were on
Yeah.
Hoth, on the other hand,
Yeah.
then you'd have need of that.
Mos Espa, blah blah blah, the haze of civilization. Hey God, gotcha. I could use some guidance, not to be greedy. It's great that I've got the stuff I got, but you know, where the fuck do I go? Blah
Literally
blah
anywhere.
blah.
Figure it out.
Blah blah blah, gotcha. Maybe even a silver tier because bronze tier tickets felt like starter pack tickets.
Shut up!
Trudging
you
across
have-
Tatooine wasn't a freebie tutorial. This is lame
You
and
have
stupid.
a magic system handing you powers.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I gotta take a moment. These kinds of MCs infuriate me because they are such
Mm-hmm.
He
white.
can also shoot better than anyone who has just picked up a gun because he's a novice, not just an amateur.
Well,
If
yeah, yeah.
If I woke up with a magic power being dropped into my lap, you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't go, "Wow, this is kind of useless."
Yeah, if I woke up with a fucking power just dropped in my lap, and not only was it a power, it was a system that gives me more powers over time as things happen, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't get free infinite lichdom mana. I would just be like, holy shit. All right.
Oh no, I
Free
only
shit.
got a
Let's go.
I only got a free pet direwolf that I can summon and unsummon at will.
Right. Well, and not only
And the
that,
ability
right?
to shoot a gun.
Which is
shoot
important.
Any gun.
Yeah, any gun.
To at
Any gun.
least the
That's the
novice
important
level.
part. Which
Yeah.
novice level is 100 hours.
When before,
Which is
there's
pretty
no
good.
knowledge of how to shoot.
And especially in something like
I mean,
Star
that
Wars,
depends.
where the amount of weapon variety
So-
is insane.
Also, the label novice really depends on where you are. Like, if everyone around you, guns are super common, and everyone knows how to use them, your novice level there is going to be higher on average
Novice
than compared
shooting.
to-
You
you
know
know,
how to
just
handle
novice.
firearms. You are not a marksman, but your aiming and shooting is as good as the average soldier. You
No.
will
The average what?
improve faster than other people if you train. That is the description.
Yeah, no, that's
is-
OP as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in every weapon, by the way. Every weapon that fires
and
a
every
bullet.
ranged weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yes.
All you got to do is practice to level that up.
Yes. Quite literally, you went out of boot camp with every single gun under your belt.
Yes.
Anyway, I worried about the Clone Wars, Sidious, the Jedi, the clones, the civilians, all of them caught in the crossfire. What should I do? Should I save everyone? The Republic. I can't believe
That's
in the
arrogant.
Republic. Everyone
That's
spoke about
arrogant.
the Republic like it was a noble cause, but it was just corruption of bureaucracy layered upon more corrupted bureaucracy. No wonder half the galaxy wanted to leave it. The Separatists weren't innocent either, but I couldn't exactly say they were wrong. What right did I have to pick a side?
What right do you have to pick a side?
Are you retarded?
The side that's not okay. I can't believe I gotta go out and say this, but the side that's not being puppeteered by an evil Sith Lord to create a xenocidal authoritarian society in which he is at the top of the pile and does whatever he wants
But
with no
also,
accountability.
the sheer arrogance to say, I need to save everyone is
Yes.
as if you can save the entire universe just by existing.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically speaking, with
yeah,
Chaos
no, I
Galaxy, he
mean-
could.
Okay, yeah, but I'd like to direct you to the absolute pile of dog shit that is the story of Fire Emblem Fates author.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm working for the objectively bad country that does have some small reasonable justifications for invading. But we have this guy named Hans who sprinted across a bridge screaming, I can't wait to start massacring civilians. Don't worry, I'll
No,
make up for it
that
by
doesn't happen.
instructing my soldiers not to kill anyone.
Yeah.
This is
Throughout
real.
that, he
This
kills.
is real,
He
by the
kills
way.
like I think he kills 2 people max, and there's one that kills themselves.
No, he kills a lot more than that. Like he kills at least
Corin?
3 people on screen, and then he
Corin?
is. Oh, no! I mean Hans. I thought you were talking about Hans.
I know Hans kills more, but Corin kills like 2 people max working for the objectively bad guys during the bad route, and Ryoma kills himself.
Yeah. Arguably, he doesn't even kill Takumi, but look, either way, it's an incredibly stupid plot.
It is.
Yeah. So anyway, what right did I have to pick a side? I mean, beyond all of that, you're right as a person who is alive and
Yes.
in
You've
the
got free
world
will. You can make a choice.
where both
Free will?
factions exist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you decide you're gonna back the Republic, then you back the Republic. I mean, it's like that's your right as a person.
You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to ideologically side with someone. Listen,
I'm gonna use a naughty word. No, I'm not gonna use a naughty word. It's kind of a naughty word, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm going to use a euphemism instead in replacement of that. Quit being a fucking Redditor about morality.
Yeah. Listen.
That's not a euphemism. That's a synonym.
I mean, yes, but it sign is vague enough.
No, I was gonna say that, but I was like, maybe I should.
Yeah, no. Good idea to not say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, listen, I fully agree. Like, listen. You can be someone who, say, supports Xeon in Gundam. I think you're wrong, and I think you're working for literal Hitler. Well, a Hitler cosplayer. But yeah.
But fuck the Earth
You can
sphere.
support them.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's trying to like conjure up morality about, oh, well, if I support the Republic, then I support corruption. It's like, okay, yes, maybe, but the Separatists are also genociding people, so
Yeah,
if I support the Separatists and I support the genocide, it's like, well,
yeah,
yes,
no,
but
side,
maybe you
side.
support the
They
Separatists.
objectively are.
Yeah, they objectively did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like maybe you support the Separatists because you actually do believe that the greater evil is the Republic, because maybe if you get important enough in the Separatists, you can prevent the genocide orders from going out on the various planets. And while in the Republic, you can't actually change the system as much because the Separatists are relatively new, but the Republic is old and anchored, and any one general or admiral wouldn't be able to actually change all that much in the structure of the system because of how old and anchored everyone is into it.
Yeah, and you can't even pull the classic move of car bombs for everyone because Jedi exist.
Well, I
And
mean,
they'll
no, you
figure out,
absolutely.
somebody's
Well,
targeting
no,
the senators.
you absolutely can. But again, the problem is that the system is so old. The system is so pervasive on every level. It has literally become a cultural thing. Like, you don't think that these
Yeah.
senators, that when they become too old to maintain office, they don't have, the Senator Foundation, where they've already trained up one of their proteges to do basically everything they told them and align
No, they
completely with
do.
what they believe in. Yeah, exactly. And so even if you
I
kill
know they
one
do.
senator, there's literally A,
Yeah.
thousands of senators, but B, they have hundreds of people they can pull from and line up and just become the next puppet for
Replace
those
somebody
same
just
talking
like
points.
them.
Yeah.
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 You could car bomb tens of thousands of people and literally nothing in the Senate would change.
Yeah.
This is why, unironically, an emperor is a good idea. It's just Palpatine is the worst person to put in that seat.
Well, no, it's not even that Emperor is a good idea. It's just the collapse of the Republic system is just required. Like, when your
Yes.
house gets so rotted out, you can't replace the beams anymore. You have to just
Yeah.
fucking bulldoze it.
Like the only way you could make a meaningful change in the Republic would be to like 40K Lance battery the Senate when it's in session on a day when whatever the Republic equivalent of the president
Everyone's
swearing the oath of office
right.
is, right?
Everyone
Where
has to be
where
there. Yeah.
99.9% of them have to be in that room. And you can cripple the government by getting right. Sure, there'll be one
And
guy.
then you also get the military on your side, and then you
Yeah.
throw the coup, and then yeah.
Mm.
And that's the reason why that dictators usually follow republics, is because there's no real way to go from a republic back into you can't. It's not really mentally possible for people to make the adjustment of going from a corrupt republic to a non-corrupt republic. Like, if you demolish the corrupt republic and then start up a second republic, it's just going to end up like the corrupt republic super quick, because that's what people are used to, and that's the systems that people are used to. You have to
you'd
maintain
have to have
an
crazy
Yeah.
stringent anti-corruption measures
and
to the
even
point that
then,
you've
you
become
know,
an authoritarian society
anyway. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why they usually end up becoming dictators, monarchs, emperors, whatever your flavor of dictatorship authoritarian is because you quite literally cannot move back to a system that allows the people to choose again until the people who were previously choosing and directing everything become too old and disempowered to continue to affect the political climate of the new country. And then once they become
Preferably
too
they're all
old,
dead.
hopefully they're all dead.
By old age, specifically, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Clarify.
You need a completely new generation that didn't grow up under the culture of
Yep.
the corrupt republic before you can reinstate a republic, because
What was it? That Yuri Bezmenov said it takes 3 generations and 20 years to change an entire people, something like that.
Something like that.
It's in the Yuri Bezmenov speech.
Yeah, basically, it takes 20 years to ruin a country and 100 years to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's precisely true, because you can't let the people who were used to the old system still exist as a political entity in the new system, because if you do,
'cause they'll
then nothing
keep
will
doing it.
change. They won't. And like, the sad part is, regardless of whether it was good for them or bad for them, like, even if they weren't like some gold encrusted senator, even if they were the crushed underfoot voter, they'll still vote for the corruption because that's what the average person is familiar with, and the average person will always do the thing they're familiar with, even if it's actively detrimental to themselves. They will still do the thing
But the
they're
new
familiar
thing
with.
is scary.
That's the point. Is you literally just have to wait them out until they don't have a basis for what to do anymore, and they can form a new foundation. Because they will.
Or until there are enough young people to outnumber them, to outvote them.
Nope.
No.
Because depending on the culture and depending on the systems, those old people might say control the media, or they might control, say, charities or schools.
The internet equivalent, or
and sure, you can technically say like, oh well, then don't you need like a whole like 2 more generations? It's like yes, but no. So the thing is, and this is both a detriment and a benefit, is that telling someone about values, whether those values are corrupt or not corrupt, doesn't actually result in anything. Will they be more likely to vote for the values they were told about? Absolutely. But it's like a piece of paper in the wind. The second they experience something, that's going to take massive precedent over whatever they were told by the old fart in school. Now,
which is generally why
if there's an active system that reinforces what the old fart said, then it takes root and it's harder to dislodge, and that's why you kind of need the system to be destroyed, is because you need to have a portion of time where the old fart is just waffling on and it doesn't matter because they don't have the right to vote. But once the old fart's dead, they're not going to be like, oh, well, 40 years ago, the old fart said we should graft and extort our government for money. Like, no. That's no.
Like, the values that people hear every day are going to be the values that they generally lean towards. Like, as a very benign example, right? Kids used to be required to say the Pledge of Allegiance in American schools, which was, I promise to serve my country and obey the law, right? Largely speaking, that's what it's boiled down to. Now, of course, that didn't necessarily do a whole lot for the people that were in Congress, who treated the law like it was at best a passing suggestion.
Well, see, that's where the double-edged blade comes in, is because if you instill a sense of patriotism and passion in the upcoming generation, that does end up becoming a gun pointed at you if you are a corrupt bureaucrat who wants to exploit the system.
Yeah. Almost like they stopped having kids recite it for a reason. Anyway.
Yes.
But enough about that, right? But like I said, I'm using it as
hold on.
Example.
Let's get to the next Giga Brain take from the author, because that comes in the next line, and that's going to set us all off all over again. Are you ready for the next Giga Brain take?
No.
I was a slave on Tatooine, bought and sold like a spare part. That was my experience of the so-called Republic Galactic Order. Who was I to tell people that their suffering mattered less than mine? I told you guys, Reddit morality. I can't have suffered because other people had it worse.
This is... Okay, first of all, you have a bomb
in your
head.
Yeah.
You have been beaten by a HUD probably once a week for the 8 years that you've existed. Yeah. You definitely have it as close to the bottom of the barrel as it's possible to get in the Star Wars universe. And number two, I really hate to break it to you, author, but you've gotten the Author Knows Nothing prize once again because Tatooine is not part of the Republic.
Well, not only that, suffering relativism is possibly one of the dumbest and most stupid ideas that someone could ever have. I can't say I've suffered because there's a starving child in Africa.
Someone else has it worse than me, so my suffering doesn't matter.
You
That's bullshit.
absolutely can say you suffered. If all you've ever known is, you wake up and you get beat every day, but you get food and you have a roof over your head. Oh, well, you can't complain because there's starving kids in Africa who don't have food or roofs. It's like, no, fuck you. It's like all this person's ever known is physical abuse. So what does it matter that they have food and a roof over their head? That's still suffering.
Yeah, right, as dumb of an example as it is, but the child whose parents are multimillionaires and they grow up without their parents ever saying things like "I love you" or spending more than 5 minutes a year in their presence.
Yeah, and
Guess
then
what?
they go off and become coke
That
fiends
kid
and
suffered.
drive a car into a hooker.
Well, yes, but that child suffered
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
lot.
Yeah.
Did it suffer the way that the child starving in Africa did? No, of course
No,
not.
but
But
it still
to
suffered.
Sneaky's point, you cannot be putting suffering on a differential comparable scale within reason, right? If the guy who talks about how neglected he was growing up as a child tries to say that I had it as bad as the kid in Africa, no, shut up, you're full of crap. But
Yeah, right.
to say that that person never suffered and doesn't have emotional hurt and trauma is disingenuous and stupid.
But also on the flip side, you can absolutely tell the rich kid who's crying because mommy said that she wouldn't buy him a third PS4 for the second room
Oh yeah,
in the basement.
tell that kid to shut up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, but I'm suffering. It's like, shut the fuck up. This is suffering is relative to your existence, but also at the same time you can quantify it to a certain extent. You being told no isn't the same level of suffering as starving.
Yeah.
I mean, it is for somebody who's never been told no.
Yes, but it
Right, when you put it on the objective scale, right?
yeah, it's how to put this. Someone who's never been injured in their life will feel like a paper cut is the most painful thing they've ever experienced. They can't then claim they're the same as that person who was just shot in the stomach.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised you're taking this so well, sign. This is a direct insult to boomers.
But on the flip side, the person who's been shot in the stomach can't be like, oh, well, I've had it worse because I was hit in the stomach. You were only hit in the arm. It's like, no, you've both been shot.
Yeah.
So
Sir, you have been shot.
Well, no, hold on. If you've been hit in the stomach, that might be that's a gut shot. You might actually be dying slowly right now.
Yeah, and if they were hit in the arm, that might be an aorta shot, and they might be bleeding out.
Use a belt, tie it off. Takes you 3 minutes.
What if it's their shoulder? Can't tie that bitch.
Yeah, the shoulder is a problem.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is that yes, there is a relativity to suffering, but there's also at the same time an objective standard to the suffering. Just because someone is suffering from being told no for the first time in their life doesn't put them on the same level as someone who's been fucking shot.
No.
But at the same time, two people who were shot in different places shouldn't be arguing about who's suffering more. They were both
you
just
should
shot.
instead be going, who the hell shot me? Get over it.
Why? Who's shooting all these orphans?
Now, to be fair, there is a scale on that as to priority. Yeah, your triage.
Oh
priority.
no, certainly. Then yes, if you're introducing another variable of treatment into that, I'm talking
Yes.
about a scenario where a mugger comes out, shoots two
pain's better than
people.
yours.
They're both laying on the ground now, arguing about whose gunshot wound is worse because of where they were shot.
Yeah. My pain is so much worse than yours, etc.
Yeah, I was shot in the boob. Well, I was shot in the dick. And it's like, well, you were both fucking shot in incredibly painful positions. You're both probably bleeding out. Stop arguing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's if you're angling treatment in, then yes, obviously someone shot in a gut wound is probably gonna deserve quicker treatment than someone who was shot on the outside of their arm. Right. It's just, yes, obviously you can
This is
quantify
common
it to a
sense, yeah.
certain extent. But yeah, there is a line where it's like arguing over it is just stupid. And before the line is people complaining about it are also just stupid. Oh, God, I can't go to the club again for the 8th time this month. Or else I'll get kicked out because I haven't made my rent payments. It's like, shut the fuck up. Stop going
Yeah.
to the club.
Yeah. I hate to be the one to say it, but you got to apply a little bit of common sense when you're doing the who suffered more issue, right? Again, you shouldn't be making it a zero-sum game race to the bottom.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
But when observing who needs more of your help, you do gotta put a little objectivity, right? Who needs my help more? The kid who's been emotionally neglected by his very rich parents and has crashed his 4th Lamborghini, or the kid with AIDS in Africa?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But and then to put it into to realign it to this scenario that the author is trying to heavily moralize over about, is it his right to tell people that they've suffered incorrectly? Yes, actually, it is completely within your right to tell the starving orphan in Africa off. If the starving orphan in Africa gets a gun and decides that because they were a starving orphan at one point in their lives, that gives them the right to go into a hospital and shoot everyone inside it. Yes, you
Also,
get to
there's that
tell
whole-
them that they are not doing it right. Yes, you get to tell them that their suffering doesn't matter as much as the lives of everyone in that hospital.
Yeah.
Then there's
Right,
also the monkey sphere thing where it's like, look, yes, I get it. You're a starving kid in Africa, but you're a starving kid in Africa, and we're in America here, and we should kind of focus on our problems closer to home.
Yeah, of course.
Right, but
prioritize?
they're saying specifically in this scenario that they're not able to tell the people who join the separatists because they're angry about being abandoned by the Republic, who then go on to commit genocide, that they're wrong about their suffering. It's like, no, you absolutely can tell them they are wrong about their suffering if they're just lashing out and killing people who have nothing to do with why the Republic is the way it is, simply because they're in the way.
Yeah.
They're not wrong about their suffering. They're wrong about how they're going about dealing with it.
Right, but that's what the author phrased it as. That's what I'm saying. The author phrased it as telling them they're wrong about their suffering. And so, this guy's a fucking negamind. He's not a megamind. He's a negamind. He's an anti-brain.
But yeah, it's just
he's obviously read
again. It's one of those like.
Don't worry, the next statement's worse.
Oh
no. Oh God.
It was a rigged game. It really felt like the Republic and the Separatists were the different jerseys, but the same crooked match.
Yes!
Oh,
they explicitly are!
I wonder!
Oh.
Well, let's see. The group run by the banking plan.
Oh, gee! I wonder if that's the fucking point. Oh God, this dude is such a negamind. It is. It's not even giving me cancer. It's not even a flashbang. This is just.
Jesus.
It's just stupid.
Benny, shoot this man.
it's mods. Shoot this man.
Man, this man doesn't even deserve the hammers.
Mods, subject this man to the new Fire Emblem game.
And here I
Oh,
was
God.
stuck in the middle, trying to decide if I even wanted to enter the field. You're not given the option, dude.
Yeah.
One of these sides is going to win the oncoming war. You have to pick which side you want to win effectively. Or you can try desperately to make a third faction that will somehow rival the Separatists and the Republic combined. Because you can bet your ass that Sidious will crush you like a fucking bug the second you get in the middle of his little play war. So,
Yeah.
yes, you will have to pick one of the sides.
Alternately, you could fuck off to somewhere like Zeltros and forget about the entire thing and just live the high life for a while.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, but the
We're here for a long time.
The problem here is that if you are constantly gaining powers from doing things, eventually you're going to be put on the radar of one or both or Sidious.
Well, especially in Star Wars, where I cannot stress this enough, the universe has a narrative, and you are subject to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah, the Force can also just be like, oh, damn.
First, I'm fucking off and taking a vacation. Leave me alone.
And plot hook, I am trying to enjoy the beach.
Actually, you know what? Sign. Proposal here. Funny Star Wars idea.
Yeah.
A Jedi who's pretty in tune with the Force, but also has a lot of common sense, wants to go on vacation and just, chill out. This is not during the war or anything. You can set this at any period of time. Could be Coder, could be Swoder, could be post-Empire, could be pre-Empire, whatever. Jedi they just want to take a vacation, and each chapter is another plot hook for another series, where it's like, they are taking the train into the port city, and the train gets robbed, and the Jedi's just like, no, I don't want to deal with this, and he force snaps the speeder underneath their leader, and he explodes, and then the bandits freak out and just disappear, and and then he gets into the port city, and there's been a murder in the hotel, and he's like, no, fuck it, pulls out a blaster, shoots some random dude, he's like, he did it. And then they, search his pockets, and they're in his pockets is a journal saying, "Yeah, I totally killed everyone." And he's like,
"I did. Yeah, I poisoned the orphanage as well. Ha 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 ha."
Yeah, right? It's just he goes to the beach, and some ancient sea creature comes onto the beach, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It throws a boat at it.
But you see, what he didn't realize was that inside that boat was in fact an ancient Jedi holocron fished up from the ocean 200 years ago. He needs to return it to the temple right away.
Yeah, no, even better. What he didn't know was in that boat was actually a bunch of packed explosives because the local mob was about to do some, insurance fraud, and so he explodes the boat on the creature and it instantly dies, and he's just like, what's going on? And the holocron then falls into his hands, and he's like, I don't want to deal with this, and throws it, hits some mob guy in the head, he falls dead unconscious, and then they arrest all the mob because the guy he hit was actually the local familia father, patricide, whatever the fuck it's called. And
and because they got him, they can get the rest of them.
And then because of the news articles and the pictures being taken, some journalist or a historian finds the holocron and ends up taking it to the temple for him, and just constant event after event where he's like, no, I don't want to go on an adventure. I don't want to have a whole fight scene. I don't want to deal with a murder mystery. I don't want my train to be robbed.
So what you're saying is this is just the story of Faye.
Yes.
No,
largely.
Faye intentionally goes on adventures. He is trying to avoid the adventures, and the Force is like, no, you're my strongest soldier.
I'm sorry. Halfway through the story, Faye shows up and she's like, why? Faye shows up and she's like, why is the Force telling me that I can't take a vacation until you stop taking a vacation?
Why are you giving me your strongest battles? You are my silliest Jedi.
Look, we're gonna have to work out vacation times here or something. I'll take this half of the year, you take the other half.
Faye showing up is the end of the story where he leaves his vacation and they exchange baton pass. You know.
Yes.
Faye's just looking at him and being like, I'm more stressed out with you on vacation than when I wasn't.
Fine, here you go. He, gives her the room key. He goes out. He's like, he walks out into the street. Instantly, some fucking guy comes out, bounty hunter. He throws his lightsaber through the bounty hunter.
Oh, time to get to work.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you close out the story. All right, time to get to work.
Good. Let's be clear. Absolutely. 100%.
You know what?
This guy.
That's actually an Infanticus story. That sounds 100% like an Infanticus story.
He just wanted to screw the toaster girls.
He just wanted to be on the beach with a bunch of android women, and the Force won't let him.
Listen, absolutely, 100%, you have to have a scene where the siblings are 1,000% pulling a what's his name? Thanos.
What do you mean pulling a
Which
Thanos?
part?
The one where Thanos would just fuck with that one dude every year on his birthday.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Right.
and you mean the sister and the brother?
Yeah. Listen, they heard about this guy named Job, and they really wanted to recreate that.
Oh no.
Their dad comes in. What have I told you, children, about messing with fate?
Harry Potter, what have I told you about the Garden of Fire? Dumbledore said calmly.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Listen, Dumbledore, but he's a Warhammer dwarf.
Dumbledore.
A moment ago,
going in the
I was panicking over
vagina.
not being a slave, and now I'm stressing over the fates of billions. Oh, classic me. My spiraling... What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, yes, I normally, on an average day ending in Y, just think about the fates of billions and how I could logistic my way to save them.
That's stupid. Incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
Why does this read like
Yeah,
a
it is.
Ruby character?
Probably because Ruby characters in the modern era are written in the most generic and shallow way possible, and that's precisely what the author got when they used a AI to write this story for them.
Yeah.
That's why.
Probably.
That's probably why, yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
So anyway, my dog kept me happy. And we got closer, hauler, blah, 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 miracles, unscavenged, doodads, mint water, butter, mint water, blah, blah, blah. Bar, he snuck in, grabbed some water. Okay, so on the crate there was another card. He tore it open. Find water in the middle of the desert. How did you do that? So it was a bronze card for finding water.
Wow,
On
that's
Tatooine, it feels like more
Wow,
than a bronze
he is
card.
really setting the bar low.
Yeah. No, to be fair, on Tatooine, I can understand a bronze card, but
I mean, not really, though, because the planet's habited.
true, actually, yeah.
no. It says in the middle of the desert though, so
Yeah, in the middle of the desert, except he didn't find it in the middle of the desert. He went into town.
Oh.
oh well. Fucking
Yeah.
there you go.
That's my point. I giggled. Not a dignified laugh or even a chuckle. Just a
Yes.
cracked, half-bad giggle. And
Jeez.
what did I get from this trait? Iron Man, you are unusually tolerant of all of the harshest conditions.
Oh, so you
That
got
doesn't
something
feel-
to allow you to survive in the desert.
That feels like more
My
than a bronze.
Patreon! Oh, yeah.
I
Padawan.
finally have a bingo square, Padaron.
The Singing King. Alright. So, the Singing King. Do we have a link? That's Sage King. Okay, do we have a link on his
Seer
profile,
King.
maybe? No, he does not have a link on his signature. Okay, so here's today's update to Gamble or Not, an informational post. About this story. So the Happy Gambling in the Outer Rim. I am struggling at making a story out of this. Wow, who could have fucking guessed? You only have an AI write it for you, and you have no idea where you're going with the story, and you spent the entire first chapter moralizing on Reddit. I can't imagine why you're having difficulty figuring out where you're going to take your story, author. Truly, it's a fucking mystery. I've been staring at my document sheet for ages, and I've been thinking deeply about this story. Because I approached it wrong and didn't have an end goal when I started writing. Yeah, we could tell. This has led to what seems to be a very meandering story where nothing of substance ever happens, besides the MC being pushed to do interesting things to earn cards. I enjoy Jax and Alpha as characters, but the world he's in just doesn't work. Every time I try to write, it's a slog of trying to figure out what to do next. And besides that, the sheer number of errors and inconsistencies and word vomit in my story brings my mood down every time I look at it. Well, yes, that's what happens when you use an AI to write your story. You don't remember what the AI wrote for you. Yes. That's why you don't let other things write your story for you.
They're left.
Huge Star Wars fan. I don't know what to do in Star Wars.
Right.
Get in the machine. True.
Mhm.
Frankly,
Yep.
this story needs more attention, care, and love that I feel like doing. And I think this story is dead in the water. Honestly, if I were to come back, I would just V2 this story. So, I'll post this chapter, which will mark the end of the backlog that I built when I originally... So originally, he wrote all of this story in a giant flurry, didn't think anything about where he was going to take the story, what he was going to do with the story, and you know what? He probably ran out of tokens on the AI he was using to write it for him.
Wow.
Yeah. The fact in of itself is a sign of showing how much I've been struggling to write, as I normally have a hefty amount of chapters stored up in a backlog. Yeah, because you use AI to write your shit for you. I try to keep up with one chapter out, one chapter written, but right now, that hasn't happened in a long time. Also shows the man has object permanence issues. Yes, also true, yes. Um, I remember most of the story beats for every story I've ever read. I sort of do. Like, if you remind me of, like, the general story beats of a story, I'll be like, oh, yeah, in like, chapter 12, then this happened and this happened. Like, I kind of have, at this point, have to be prompted, effectively, to be like, oh, yeah, this story. Someone like Black Flames leaves in the Konoha Breeze or whatever the fuck it was called. Like, I remember most of that story vaguely, simply because I read it once, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's like with Undying Scarab, I'll use that as an example. Gray and I do forget stuff, and it is just the way it is, and it's not even because it's two people writing it. It's the time, it's the fact that we're the ones writing it and not the ones reading it. It's the fact that you're juggling so many details, you're trying to think of so many things that could impact any moment, and you do kind of lose track. And it's why I highly recommend you use programs like Obsidian, so you can make a narrative web in where you can make various documents that you can basically red thread together to be like, okay, this character said these things at this place at this time. This is the lore for these magics. This is the thing that does this thing that does this thing, and they do these things over here, and this is the time period where these things happen. And you can sort of basically corkboard organize your story. Gray has found it helpful. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gray. I don't. You said you were using it. Yeah.
It was good for the basic Hank stuff that I was doing. I haven't done any actual chapters on that. But
Yeah.
Really
yeah.
helpful comparatively.
It's less useful for chapters, and it's more useful for just like making
Making
what
notes.
was make like we have an Undying Scarab music documents folder, and it's just character profile sheets, powers, settings, character names, character movements, all that sort of stuff that are Word documents right now could theoretically become part of the corkboard for easier access, because then you don't have to be like, okay, let me page through this folder, let me page through this folder, let me page through this folder. Oh yeah, that thing happened at this place at this time. You can just see a visual representation of invasion occurring, these characters are involved, these characters did these things previously, so they would do these things now, and you can kind of just visualize it in your mind a lot easier. It's a great program, very cool, and it's free.
Yep.
There is a pro version, but you don't need the pro version. You just, the pro version comes with cloud sync and stuff like that, and unless you have multiple computers you're working massive projects on, you really don't need that. I mean, as long as you back up the Obsidian file to, like your OneDrive or something.
I was going to say, couldn't you just back it up to a flash drive and import it?
Yeah, well, I meant more of as like a emergency backup. Oh no, my computer exploded. Sort of, yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, if you guys really love this story, I can try and write more chapters and slog through it. I've read your comments, and the ships you recommended are great. I would love to have at least one sex moment for Jax, but beyond that, I don't see a place for this story to go. Like the Clone Wars. They should have just started by now, and that allows for things interesting to happen. But I don't want Jax to be involved in the Clone Wars, as that would just end up being a rewrite of Veil Walker or the Clone Wars, just with Jax there. There is so many things you can do that don't require him to follow canon. Like, it's the Clone Wars. You can go make up planets that they fought on. Like, he can be a mercenary. He can be a pilot trying to get his way through it. He can be a blockade runner. He can be so many things
that
that
requires
don't require
thinking
him.
And planning.
I know, the AI won't do it for them, so they don't know what to do. I have some ideas,
Mm.
but they're just so bland and uninspired, like your original one. And that's not what I want to peddle to you guys. If I can't be proud of what I've written, I'm not. I shouldn't be sending it to you at all. But I don't want to leave things unfinished. There really isn't anything I can do about this story. Veilwalker has a win condition, but Happy Gambling doesn't. I want to be an author who finishes their stories, so I think I will take what I've learned from this and move on to something new. I would love you all to show up on my next story, but right now, I'm not in a good headspace for this. Forcing words onto a page isn't helping, and it's just causing my writing to be garbage. Let me reply to Chin with the post. See, so I figure it's time for a new project. I love the reader interaction. I'm probably going to write a worm story next.
Yes, as though you'll do any better with that than you did with this.
When I asked people what they wanted to see next, they asked for a Tinker of Fiction story. That sounds like a lot of fun to write, but I'm not mechanically savvy, and I'm worried that any of the techno jargon I'll try and talk about will be lackluster. Yes, if you're not a giant sci-fi nerd, don't fucking write Tinker of Fiction. Holy shit, this guy is just endless bad takes. Oh my god.
Well, he has to do what the crowd says. Obviously.
I love the reader interactions, and you always help inspire me for more chapters. So for today, I'll post one last chapter of Happy Gambling, and I would love to see your recommendations of what Tinker specializations we should use to try and fight Scion. Crossovers are also welcome, but it won't be a fusion universe, as that would overwhelm me. Yeah, considering the fact that you got overwhelmed by your character getting the ability to shoot guns, I can imagine a fusion universe would be a bit beyond your pay grade. To everyone that read this post, I'm sorry, but I'm killing this story. It's really hard to write in this stage of my life while balancing this while trying to find a real job.
While trying to find a real job?
Yeah.
Son.
I'm sorry.
How old is he? How old do we think he is?
Well, let's see. How old is he? Let's see here. If we go into his profile here, created in 2014, so he's probably around 26.
30.
What?
30.
No. If he was 13 in 2014, that means he was born in 2001, which means he would be around 24 to 26 right now.
Oh, I said higher. My bad.
Sneaky, do you have a highlight
I figured
reel
it for
of
him
our
having
awards for worst authors with incredibly bad takes? No, I do not have a highlight reel. So here's the thing. Max Force was originally supposed to be clipping our streams and turning them into a highlight reel. But then he got bored of trying to do that, so he just never did it. And we never really got the following that would encourage any of us to put more effort into this. So yeah, we just have a mere 5,000 hours of uncut, unedited podcasts that you would have to sift through for incredibly bad takes. Yeah.
That's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content. But I mean, if you want to take up the job, I will wholeheartedly support you.
With money?
No, but he can go ahead and post that to YouTube under his own channel and try and get ad revenue off of it.
For your content, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll just do the Asmongold strategy. If he wants to try and make money off of my content, he is welcome to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, that just increases the awareness of my content. So.
Nah, let it die in obscurity.
I will say that I am pretty sure if someone ever went through all 5,000 hours and made a genuine, worst takes of the year award list, I do think that people would watch that instead, because it would be funny, because some of these authors do come out with some really, really fucking dog shit takes. Like, crazy dog shit takes.
Not surprised.
Like that one guy who thought slavery was okay. Or that other guy who was definitely not gay or a pedophile.
Oh, yes, that guy.
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
What about the good old list of lists?
A list of lists is honestly not that offensive. It's just really stupid.
Yeah, the list of I gotta say, I had a guy who was streaming Catherine.
Yeah.
And some dude came in trying to defend Vincent.
I remember that, yeah.
Like, holy, I'm like, he's like, I don't understand why people would be jealous, like, about your partner being, infidelic. Like, I just don't get it. Like, they're not your thing. You don't own them. They can do what they want. And like,
wow,
we had to try and explain to this absolute lunatic
Reddit
what the hell it meant to be a faithful monogamous partner.
You know what? He probably was a big fan of Destiny. Probably still is.
Ugh.
But yeah. So it is what it is. But it is also 11 o'clock, which means we will see you guys on Tuesday. Because there's always more, and it always gets